Timing. I fucked up. You think you're weird? I think you're cool. You fucking had that show makes me so fun. You're drunk now, just go home. You're drunk now, just go home. You're drunk now, just go home. You're drunk now.
Life you chose, man.
I know, right? Jesus Christ. Okay, we're coming to you live from the luscious loins of LaPella, Indiana. It's Shipwreck Shep hanging out today with the Voights. We got Nate and Grace of Brainvault Illustration in the house. How y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Right on. Awesome.
I just took a
Thanks
shot.
for having us.
Fuck yeah. I just took a shot right before we went live and I'm like, whoa. Yeah. So how's I mean, I already know, but let's tell everybody that's watching, like, hey, how's your daytime commute?
Lame.
Just shit show,
man.
right?
Staying still.
Do you mean it like getting here?
Yeah.
Or just in general?
Yeah.
I was like, in my life, I get up at fucking 5 every morning to go to
So,
work. So.
Yeah, I always ask the first question I break the ice with, how is your daytime commute? And that
bullshit.
it's a reference to one of my favorite songs by Queen of the Stone Age called Millionaire.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you think I'm worth $1, but I feel like a millionaire.
Yeah.
And he says, Kip Casper, whatever. How's your daytime commute? I need a saga.
The radio.
The radio guy, yeah, Kip Casper or whatever. Wouldn't it be cool if we could have music while we're doing this? We used to do that.
I prefer.
Yeah, you
silent.
like the silence.
I want to hear people's hearts beat.
So look at that already. David Hollingsworth is
So,
What's up, dude?
So did you guys watch the Colts game? Oh fuck. Probably not.
No.
Yeah, I almost saw this meme. I saw this meme and it says, there are certain things in life I can live without. One of them, music, is not one of them, or something like that. Where's basically saying you can't live without music. And I almost took that meme and changed it to say Facebook posts about the Colts. I can't live without it. Because people that don't watch football, like literally my feed is all stupid memes and people talking about shows and really kind of cool stuff. And then all of a sudden, here we are today, and it's just Colts.
I'm just like speed scrolling through everything.
Yeah,
all the time.
It's
like,
almost
football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at cat videos on Instagram.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, like the reels.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
love the reels.
I watch TikTok videos on reels like an adult.
Yeah, I probably follow like 20 different cat accounts on Instagram, like reels. For real.
We love cats.
I do too.
We got 3 cats.
Too. What are your cats' names?
Frankenstein,
Nice.
Pete Newman, and the Orange.
Pete Newman. Yeah. Oh my god.
It's capitalized N, new, and then capitalized M, man. Like he's a new man.
When
Pete Newman.
His name's Pete Shineboy Newman, like he's Boxster. Because he's like a tuxedo and his black hair is really shiny, so we call him Shine Boy.
Okay.
But anyway, when we adopted him, in his description, his name was Pete, and then the lady said, but he could be called Newman because he's a new man. And I thought that was ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Makes him sound
and then
way more prestigious.
The Orange.
Yeah, the Orange. She's an orange tabby. I saved from my ex-boyfriend's house, and only 1/5 of ginger tabbies are female, so she's special.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I love her. Her original name was Lita Ford Britney Spears.
Hey Sid.
What up?
But hey Sid. And we thought that was too long, and I was calling her Orange, and because I thought it was a shitty nickname, and that just stuck, and so that's just her name now.
The Orange.
The Orange.
You like
Orange.
Make it like a short story.
Yeah.
About the Orange. Like a super cat.
And then our most prized cat is Frankenstein. He goes by Frank. And
He's got like a million nicknames.
yeah.
Frank the Tank.
Hell yeah.
he's a tank, but
Tankster.
he
The
was
milk, it tastes so good when it hits your lips. That was
he
bad.
yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my dad.
What up, Dad?
Hey.
We're talking about pussy, Dad.
Frank was mauled by a dog, and he almost died, and they ended up like basically stitching him all back together. So his name is Frankenstein.
Okay.
But the dog,
the shelter, the people at the shelter named him that because he was all.
and we were like, oh yeah, we're into that. And the dog broke his neck, but the vertebrae fused back together, so he can't move his head. He like does the Bigfoot thing where he's like, he moves his whole body.
So
And,
yeah, really. I mean, in a
Dude,
way,
I got more.
even the mannerisms of Frankenstein.
His tail's broken, and he has no teeth, and he's about 17 years old now, and he has FIV, which is like cat AIDS, basically.
Oh shit.
His right
But-
front leg is like really
Oh
arthritic.
yeah,
and
he walks with a limp.
when we first got him. When we
He
first
just
got him,
fucked up.
we were asleep the first night we had him, and he was coming down the hallway, and it sounded like a person just like dun, 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 like limping down the hallway. We were just like,
We were both
we're
laying
dead.
there,
We're dead.
and we were like, okay, who's gonna fight him? Because like we were both just sitting there like, "Gah," and then he just came through the door, and we're like, okay.
like,
But
"What's
it
up,
was
kid?"
legitimate, like
Yeah.
intruder alert.
I mean, the cat names are so good because you got Frankenstein, who literally fit like the most
yeah.
well characteristically named cat ever.
Yeah.
And then you've got Pete Newman, the cat, and then you've got the orange.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
very serious.
I had
very important.
an orange tabby growing
Icons.
up. My first cat ever was an orange tabby, and
Mhm.
it was female.
Yeah.
Her name was Mittens.
Yeah.
And it's because Mittens,
Prized possessions.
Mittens had the
I love orange.
extra or whatever.
Oh, peridactyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's fancy.
So okay, every show, I give my guests a gift of VHS.
Yeah.
So we'll see how.
I was excited.
I know we were talking about it right here. Like,
Yeah.
I
oh,
was like, oh, guess what? Guess what?
Yeah. So like I was like, you know what, this time, because sometimes I try to like figure out, I try to like with film, right? Well, this time I was like, I'm gonna go with like 2 really good movies and hope for the best. So
don't fuck up.
yeah, I probably did. Fuck it. But all right, so Grace, you get to go first.
Yeah.
Oh brother, we're out there on
Dude,
VHS.
that's crazy. I play banjo, and I learned the first thing I learned on banjo was the whole soundtrack.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about this.
It's a
Thank you.
fantastic film.
Fine choice.
It looks like Elizabeth Vaught. We got a call.
Oh,
We
that's
got a
that's
cat call.
our
That's my
sister-in-law.
sister-in-law, yeah.
Right on. Thanks for tuning in, Liz. Thanks everybody for tuning in, by the way. Oh yeah.
You.
So this is like, in my opinion, this is like it's one of the best films ever. So hopefully you enjoy this one. I mean, you guys probably don't even have a VHS player, right?
I don't now, but I
We have a ton of them, and
So-
I haven't had one forever.
No,
VHS, like a VCR though.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a player.
yeah.
But
So
no, I was going to talk about this after you give.
okay, oh yeah,
do the
yeah.
thing.
So I grabbed you the
Oh,
Usual Suspects.
Oh yeah, man, I love that.
Oh, it's been a
Oh,
while.
yeah.
yeah.
I-
I
do
actually
love
had
that.
this. I actually had this on VHS like up until like 2002.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, I still have a bunch.
But-
Like
Sweet.
my most prized VHS is Psychomania, and it was like I think it's like the 10-year anniversary, so it's like from the 80s.
Hell
But,
yeah.
man, I love that movie so much. It's got the
Oh,
best
yeah.
music.
Since it's a gift exchange.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
I
Buttons.
brought you a couple
Buttons.
little
I
new
love
ones.
buttons.
but we were talking about that because I was like, I wanted to get a new VCR because there was this game that like my family played when I was little called Nightmare, and nobody knows what I'm talking about.
I
But
do not either.
it was
I
this
don't think I've
like
heard of it.
horror board game, and you had a like a VHS that you played with it, And there was this guy called the Gatekeeper, and he would like tell you to like roll the die or whatever shit. But all the time that after he talked, you had to go, "Yes, my gatekeeper," to the TV. And I loved that shit when I was little, but I was too young to like actually understand what the fuck was happening. And so I was at an antique mall with my mom, and I found one in perfect condition, still in the plastic. And I have that.
What's said the green dude?
Yeah.
The green dude.
He has like a green light, but he's like all monstery faced and stuff. And my dad who's on here would crank up the volume to like maximum because he does like a bunch of jump scares while he's talking. And it was the most horrifying thing when I was little, but I loved it. But I want so much to get people together and play that fucking thing.
I want to play
perfect.
It's like an interactive game on VHS.
Yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
You know how like
Sounds
well
dope.
prepared those games are and stuff too, because you can't like skip and do a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
It's just play it as it is. But I can't imagine. The only thing I'm concerned about is after playing it one time, is it going to be like good the next time? But I don't care.
It makes me wonder where like the movie Brain Scan.
I don't think I've seen that.
Edward Furlong was in it. He gets a video game that's like it like influences him and like kind of like manipulates him to kill people.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a little like CD-ROM game, and it kind of makes me think of that because he puts the game in and it's like the guy's talking to you and you're like,
oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
Like this like mutant looking dude with a mohawk and stuff.
Is this has got to be like circa like 97, right? 99?
Like mid 90s.
Yeah.
Mid 90s?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 95 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was Edward Furlong was about the same age, similar age to when he was in T2 and stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me like where this whole conversation reminds me of a game that I played on my computer called Myst.
Dude, I fucked Myst up.
Shit was
that God, what a long fucking game too. And especially like during the time of it, there weren't walkthroughs and shit. So you just had to walk around that island looking for fucking scrolls and stuff. I think it was the first game of that style too. I think it was the first one ever made like the PC game like that. I fucking loved that.
I am a non-violent type. Like
Me too.
I'm very non-violent, but that game, I'd be like, son of a bitch, fucking fucking just so mad. Like God,
I don't. Yeah, I like puzzle games and stuff. I don't like shoot 'em ups and stuff. So like Nate will like team up together. Like we'll play games where he shoots all the shit and then I do the puzzles.
I got way too loud. That made my head hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
Oh, you or me? I was like.
I just
sorry,
like that. By the way, I'm pretty fucking hungover, and anybody that's watching that was at PRN last night is like, "How is he alive?" Like, I was pretty late last night. So, and the whole reason why this is called Hair of the Dog now is because
of that
90% chance I'm fucking hungover. I literally was like, before the show, I was like, I'm not even gonna drink, dude. Like,
you gotta hair the dog, man.
I had enough whiskey last night to hold me down for a couple days. And
now
and now I'm over here like, I'm not gonna survive this. Like, and I actually I should have done is I should have taken a nap, but instead I watched the Colts game, so it was entertaining. Cool. But
sports.
Yeah, sports ball.
I love sport. I'm a sportser.
Yeah,
no,
I'm a Browns fan too. I don't even know if they won. I'm pretty sure they did.
That's great.
Yeah, right.
The biggest thing of sports I got was in like elementary school, and I played basketball up until up to 5th grade. I played 5th grade, and then I was like, nah.
My parents, sorry, Mom, if you're watching, but my parents did everything in their power, like, because they worked workhorses, kind of like I am. I'm a workhorse, but they just did everything in their power to get rid of us. Like, YMCA 330 club, again, baseball, tennis, soccer. I did football for a couple of years. You name whatever, you name it. I was in like every Boy Scouts. Whatever. I was just doing everything. Constantly busy when I was a kid. So
I did swimming for a few years, but I was horrified because it's just, it's a single person, racing and stuff, and that horrified me. But also as a fat kid and had to wear bathing suits, but mostly like I did all like theater and voice and band and stuff. So that wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
However,
High school, I just kind of
yeah.
fell off. I started playing in bands and
I was in
Yeah.
smoking.
I was in
pot.
band in middle school, and then they kicked me out because they didn't march over the summer between the 8th
Fuck
and 9th
that.
grade. And I was like, I wasn't trying to do that. And then they were like, well, you're not in band anymore. So then I had to carry my
Cool.
alto saxophone around for the rest of the day,
Ugh.
even though I wasn't in class anymore. I was like ousted.
Yeah.
Hey.
School sucked.
Yeah, I played trombone. I was second to last chair. I was
Like,
so bad.
It was just like adult training. That's all school
Yeah.
is. They're just preparing us to fucking work our
Yeah.
butts off.
Well, like I'm grateful for band because I did that so I could learn how to read music. So
That's the one thing I retained.
Yeah.
from
I don't mean to
listening
interrupt you, but breaking news: your sister-in-law pooped today. I feel like we should
Thanks,
we should
Liz.
drop that in there. She shits us not.
I hope everyone's regular.
Yeah.
Keep it
Hopefully there's
regular.
people
Fiber, y'all,
people
fiber.
at home watching
Solid.
this on their phone and they're like sitting on their toilet taking a shit.
You're like,
Like-
me too.
Active.
Oh my god. So let's see, you guys want to do a fucking
Sure.
shot. Okay, today's show is brought to you by Benchmark. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, distilled, aged, and bottled by Buffalo Trace Distillery,
In somebody's basement.
Frankfort, Kentucky.
Thanks, y'all.
That's
Thanks for gracing the humanity with that.
80 what is it, 85 proof? It's 80 proof. So it's not that.
Mm,
It's not
gross.
like it's not straight killer, but cheers.
Cheers.
Mm. I love how you can hear the whoosh in the mic. Oh, woof. Woof, 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 woof.
That was a face of distaste. I
Mm,
was like,
mm.
Yeah.
I drink turkey, and that shit always hits me harder than 101. And it's
Yeah.
like,
get this shit away from me.
what is that?
Oh.
Let's do math real quick. It's 25% stronger.
Blech.
Ugh, woof, woof, woof.
No, that
Good
wasn't that
shit.
bad. That wasn't nearly as bad as I was anticipating.
Cheers.
That's actually the first time I've had Benchmark.
It's not that bad. It's just like when you drank
Yeah.
last night and you just had like nacho cheese. Like
I know
fucking
it's the
dip.
Vaught. Sid just said it's the Vaught show today.
My brother is Nick. He said Benchmark's good stuff.
It is good stuff. Yeah. I mean, I'm just being a little bitch right
I've-
now because
I've
I'm
heard-
hungover, you know. But
Like I've honestly heard
No.
like a bunch of trash talk about that, but it's not.
I was scared a little bit. That
I
didn't
think
hurt
it's
me
the
none.
future well drink of the United States of America.
Yeah.
I think it will eventually take over because it's like, it's fucking, this bottle, this half gallon was $15.99.
I'm losing money if I don't do it.
All the boys out here tonight, you're gonna poop in the morning hardcore like class 101, baby. That's good. That's a good comment. Right on, Liz. So let's talk about Brainvault illustration. Check off that on my
Cool.
list. So how long has Brainvault illustration been around? When did it get started?
Well, I've been like drawing and like obsessed with like visual art for as long as I can remember. You know, I still have drawings that I did like on construction paper and pencil of like where, you know, when I was like probably like 2 or 3 years old, and I was trying to emulate like the Dali paintings where like the elephants have like really long legs and all that stuff. I was trying to do that. And I, you know, flash forward to like middle school, elementary, middle school, I was like trying to just copy like album covers and stuff, you know. Oh, Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses. I'm gonna draw.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna mimic all these band logos and stuff. And then
Excuse.
probably, you know, at high school, I started catching on to more like stuff like artists like Pushead and Ed Repka that they're known for their work for like Metallica and Megadeth and thrash bands and stuff. So I tried to see how close I could get to those guys. And then so I just kept like honing my skills and everything. But Brainvault illustration and it's like my code name, my alias or whatever. That didn't actually come about until like 2003. And I was just trying to think of a name that aside from my own name
Mhm.
that kind of like related to what I like to draw. And one day I was sketching skulls, and I was like, oh, and like I was like, wait,
That's like
epiphany.
a big
Brainvault.
thing.
It's like
Skeleton,
Skulls.
yeah.
like a lot of times people the compartment that holds your brain is referred to a lot of times as like the cranial vault or the brain vault, and I was like, that's cool.
Oh yeah. The way I
That is-
remember the way that I remember it, the name I'm just gonna call it company because
Yeah.
yeah. Is
corporation.
Yeah.
Brainvault, you know?
Yeah.
So like
We're Vaughts, by the way.
Vaught,
ding
yeah.
dong.
I'm the worst with last names.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
thought I'd fix
absolute
it at
worst.
some point.
That's actually that's not
That's-
actually even like anywhere near the worst that
No.
our name has been pronounced.
I
It's like every
I'm
letter
like
pronounced.
historically like if you
Yeah.
watch old podcasts,
Yeah.
I always be fucking up people's last names. Not
That's
that
cool.
I can't read or spell. It's not that. It's just how I choose
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
fucking pronounce it is never right.
Well, I think something too that's funny about Brainvault is like Vaught is real similar. People would think his name was Brian Vault.
Hell
And
yeah.
just read it like that and then send him shit with the name Brian Vault at the top.
Like I actually had a voicemail, or like an email, and it was like, "Hi, Brian,"
You're like, who the fuck's that?
like, and they were asking me to like sponsor something, and I was like, "How do I tell these
Oh,
guys?
the
How do I
life
tell
of
them they're
Brian.
wrong? And I
Yeah.
don't want to give them money now.
You're gonna credit me as Brian too? That
Yeah,
sucks."
that sucks. Not me.
You could like totally make like an alias of Brian Vault.
Yeah.
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 Do like a thing like how Stephen King does, where he's like his alternate
Or like Garth
author.
Brooks.
Yeah, Chris
Oh.
Gaines. Chris Gaines.
I wish I prefer
So-
that. Just be like that.
Drawers,
Pat.
illustrators. This is like the go-to question. I'm sure somebody's asked you this before. How much trouble did you get in school?
Lots.
Oh yeah.
Lots actually. I had teachers would take stuff that like at the time I would be like super proud. I was super proud of like this, full page. Like now I would look at them and probably be like, that was a doodle or something, but they would take them and keep them forever, just to like dig at me. And it was just like, can't believe that.
I'm trying to,
and,
you know,
and I'd draw on like the worksheets and stuff, and they'd be like, don't draw on this stuff. Just write your name and the answers down.
hell yeah. So these which one was it? This one? So you made this, right?
Yep.
This is your artwork right here.
Yep.
So I have the. Can you show it to your?
Do
My
that.
camera sucks ass. Like yeah.
Oh, I've got one on too. I think I got a different one.
$29.99. Oh, you're right here. Yeah. See, that camera will actually like focus in on it and do a good
Wait.
job.
Where's the camera?
Hey,
Oh.
do as I say, camera. The
There's that.
now
one.
the cameras
That's
are
my
being
favorite.
shy.
It's
Yeah.
a grab worm.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope though.
This is
They symbolize benevolence.
Is that a pillar coming out of a fucking shell?
Huh?
Or a little? Is that a caterpillar? Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
grub. It's a
it's a
grub.
grub, dude.
Oh, it's a grub.
And then this one's cat and mouse. This is my favorite one. I'm making this look like shit. Beep. That's my favorite one though.
Are you?
Like a-
I wish
it's-
he had t-shirts of this.
It's like
one,
a
so I could
circular
wear
cat and mouse skeleton chasing each other.
Hell yeah. When I was a kid, I used to go out hunting for like insects and little critters, and I used to find grubs all the time.
it.
Yeah, those are all over the place. Like my parents' house. That's like where the first couple times I saw those in my life, I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. It's kind of creepy. They're all like
It just-
translucent.
yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
very captivating. You're like, why? Things that small have so much details and stuff. It's crazy.
So there's this story, and I want to remember his name. I'm really bad with names. Orwell, is that?
George.
Yeah,
George.
he was a illustrator, right? He drew. He was a painter or a drawer or whatever.
No.
No, I'm trying to think of his name. I'm really bad about this, especially when I'm hungover.
Does anybody know?
It doesn't matter. There's a story though about this famous artist that was like eating in a cafe and he was drawing on a napkin. And somebody walked up to him and asked him about they wanted to buy it from him.
I've heard that. but
Yeah,
I can't
and
I
place
don't
the
know. Who you're
name.
talking about
it
that,
was
but I know
like
what you're talking
20, like offering him $20 for it. And basically he he probably would have done it, but the person was like upset because he's like, no, this is mine. And they were like, whatever. I just sat here and watched you draw it for 30 minutes. And you know what he said? He said, you're wrong. It took my whole life to make this. And that's kind of that's
It's deep breath.
that's the thing about
Chill.
illustration.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I remember I was in 2nd grade and I wanted to draw a dog. I was like trying to draw a dog for like a month, like a good drawing of a dog. And that's when I knew. Just put the pen out. You know, like, it's like
It's all
some
those
people
legs,
have it and
man.
some people just don't, you
Yeah.
know. I'm sure I could have just kept at it over and over again, but it was just like no matter what I did, even today, like
Well,
not a good
I,
job.
I think people
Or-
are always like, oh, I wish I could do that. And my thing is, I was there. I had that mindset at one point, but it's like, and I don't, I see tons of room for my improvement in my own work, but it's like if you practice anything, you'll be able to do it,
Yeah.
eventually,
But-
Put in the time, yeah.
I was so like when I first met him and was dating him and stuff, and I was around him all the time. I was so impressed by how much he drew. He just always was drawing all the time, even if it wasn't like commissions and stuff, just constantly drawing. And I think that is a big part of why he's so good. He really invests so much into it.
Hell yeah. And right now you don't have any upcoming shows or anything, right?
No,
Yeah. But
He's just been doing a lot of work for other
Mhm.
people lately.
I've got like
Yeah.
4 or 5 commissions on the table.
hell
right
yeah.
now, so.
I need
And then
to
a couple more coming in. So
I mean
that's cool.
Yeah.
you see all the chopped liver stuff that I do, but you never see an actual design, right? I don't have like a logo. Not really. I mean, I have my font. That doesn't count.
You got the like
The font,
font.
but I probably need to hire somebody to come up with an illustration.
well,
Yeah. I've like looked into it and tried to figure out something that makes sense, like chopped liver. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so whatever, a fucking what are those things
really
called?
like grody sandwich.
Yeah, and then a liver, like fuck, I don't even know. I don't
All
even
kinds of
know.
things going in.
Yeah, he
coming
can
into
do
my
that.
head now.
That I'm impressed by that too. 'Cause I'm
See,
not
I can't
like
do
real
that.
visual
You
like
got
that
that,
at all.
I know.
Yeah, that's not
Mm.
me. More sounds. So like that's something like I can't imagine either. Like I was a good drawer in like middle school when everyone's drawing anime and shit. Like I was doing okay.
Sid said you need a Vaught font.
Yeah, there you
Vaught
go.
font. Hell yeah.
But I'm always so jazzed and like impressed by like somebody giving him, an idea and then where he goes with it and stuff, especially like really huge shit he's done and stuff. Just so impressive. I'm very proud of him. Very proud of him. Yeah, good boy.
My favorites are when people are just like, especially like working with like bands or whatever. It's cool when people are just like, just put our jams on and whatever comes to mind. Just
Hell
like,
yeah.
I'm like,
You're
man.
pretty like you've done illustration for bands quite a bit, right? I
Oh
would assume.
yeah,
Probably.
dude.
Probably about to date, probably like
Over
50.
50.
Yeah.
probably 50 or 60.
You've got
bands.
so many
I-
fucking t-shirts.
I say that because the thing is like I'm about to embarrass myself. You're so in tuned and involved with like metal bands that I legitimately thought you were a lead singer of a metal band at one point.
You
Remember
actually
that?
had you were like, weren't you in a band or something?
yeah.
And I was like,
Dude,
well, no.
But that's how
Yeah.
how like involved you are.
tell
you
me
know?
about Forbidden and how you got involved with that because of stuff like that. Because you know so much. He knows
yeah.
so much about music.
A long time friend of
Love it.
mine that I went to school with.
Ooh, sorry.
He started a kind of like an underground, like independent label, and then he had a spin-off magazine. It was a print magazine and like online like interviews and like reviews, record reviews and stuff. And he asked me, I was like one of the first people he asked to work with him on it because like of how in tune with stuff I was. He was like, and he plays like, it's my friend Luke Wilson. Shout out to Luke Wilson.
Like,
not the actor.
yeah,
yeah.
you knew exactly where I was going.
Yeah.
We already talked
Not
about
that
old
one.
school
He-
ones.
He once told me, he was like, he plays guitar, bass, drums, and all stuff. He's done like one-man projects and everything. But he told me once that he was like, I'm a musician and you know more shit about music than I do. And I was like, I don't know.
Dude, it's
I'm gonna
gross.
cry, man. I'm gonna
It's
cry.
gross. Like
Oh,
he will be like, oh yeah, and whatever year, these are all the people that were in that band, and then this dude left because of this, and then now they're like that. Like he knows everything about everybody,
Yeah.
and not even just metal, like fucking regular ass music, normie music and stuff too. So it's just
And,
very
like,
impressive.
Like, out of those 50 bands, there's probably only like five or 10 bands that aren't like metal bands. Like,
Yeah, you did punk stuff, and
the first
whatever.
first Indianapolis band that I ever did artwork for was the Dockers.
Fuck yeah. In what fashion? Like,
Yeah.
what do you
They
like? Which one? Because I have like all their yeah. I have their like their vinyls and stuff, and yeah.
I lived in Seattle in 03 and 04, and I came back and I didn't know anything about like what was going on in like Indianapolis scene or whatever. And it was like MySpace days.
Yeah.
I believe.
Mhm.
And then
check out our MySpace at myspace.com/we-are-chop-liver.
I've got like a 75 song
Everyone's going,
playlist on there.
Hell yeah.
But like,
dude, I miss it. I miss MySpace.
but
it was
like,
dope because you can like build it, yourself. So cool.
but like I was kind of branching out like with that and kind of networking and everything. And Mike Rippey actually asked me if I would do art, like a comic strip for the Tales from the Dock 7-inch.
Yeah.
And I did
It's right over there.
Yeah.
I feel like I should probably go grab it.
Yeah, I
It's
think that's a
probably
good
an
idea.
appropriate
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So like
Yeah, that'd be cute.
Here I can't remove my camera. Fuck it.
Just
Blank space.
Hold on, please.
Hey, that was Taylor Swift reference.
Oh. There's I've known so many people at work. I work in a hospital that all have gone to her tour, and it is really true about the like amnesia people get because they're so stoked to be there that they fucking forget what happened.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. We'll find it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're almost right there on top.
It's the
You got the good camera set.
you got the comic book in here.
Should be. I don't know why it wouldn't be in there. I'll be mad if it's not.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Wait. Nope. No way.
Oh shit.
The little ash can comic. I did the
Now I'm gonna be upset.
I did the comic strip
Fuck
for
that.
the song
Yeah.
Pussy Hat, which was my favorite song of the
Fuck
whole
yeah,
thing.
dude. That's a good one.
Oh no. Maybe you got ripped.
No, I have their full vinyl. It's probably in there. How the fuck, man? Then I don't trust you, but that is cost. It's probably in my full.
Humiliating.
Should I go look, or
Embarrassment.
should we just like move on? I want to.
I don't
I
care.
don't know. I gotta get a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go look. I'll be here.
All right, Grace, you're in
Hey.
charge.
Hey everybody. How's it going? How you
How's it
feeling?
going?
How you feeling? No.
Tell them about.
I can't even get
About
up,
Taylor
man.
Swift. Are you okay?
Couch is eating me.
Yeah, the couch does eat people. Like,
Yeah. I know. I'm like, I'm really glad this thing's behind me because I would be gone.
I'm gonna be so mad. Oh, I'm actually kind of upset. This is horseshit.
I might have to agree.
I don't lose stuff like this. It's gotta be fucking full.
I know. It's 3D printed shit.
All right, well, see, this is why I need commercial.
It's okay.
All right.
Back.
All right, we're back. That's right. Too many vinyls. It would take me too long to go through all of them. I did a quick sweep, so but somewhere I still have it. Man, it would have been cool as shit to have it though.
Yeah, that would have been great. Would have been really good.
Feel like,
No, it's okay.
All right.
I don't even know. Do you have it?
yeah.
Oh,
I
I haven't seen our
two-
vinyl for a while. We moved a little bit
I
ago,
have
and all of
two
our shit's
copies.
boxed up still.
Here we go. All right. So the Dockers was your first local indie that you did.
Yeah. I before that I'd done stuff for a few bands, a couple bands from like my hometown, my glorious hometown of Martinsville. I did a couple of things for bands that friends of mine were in. A metal band, a punk band, and my brother's like horrorcore rap thing. I actually did
Horrorcore
Yeah.
rap.
Yeah, dude, he's good.
Ooh, that sounds
He's
awesome.
here. Elizabeth is actually his
Yeah.
wife.
My brother
So-
Nick, his Lost Cause camp. I did their logo and their t-shirt. It's like like ICP, Twisted, like
Mhm.
Esham, that kind of stuff. They actually opened for those guys.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, it's funny because like when we were first dating, he like was, I don't know, he seemed kind of embarrassed about like talking about ICP and stuff like that, and then he mentioned his brother, and like I always had like a real big soft spot for like horrorcore and stuff. I knew a bunch of stuff, and we would get drunk all the time and rap ICP together and stuff. It's just so funny how, I don't mean to get sentimental. Yes, I do. But it's just so perfect how everything turned out. It's just like when you date somebody and you're always worried about like how the family's going to be and stuff like that. But I've never gotten along with like whoever I was with family more. And it just seems so perfect. And that all like came into fruition and stuff. I love his family. I love Nick. I love Liz.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Good stuff.
The first artwork I probably did for a band was a stage backdrop for these dudes. I was probably like a junior.
Bro.
It's got it better out than in, eh?
Yeah.
I was probably like a sophomore, junior. Yeah. And I did a backdrop for these dudes that I knew on a bed sheet. It was a tie-dyed bed sheet, and then I painted a big like devil head on it with like spray paint.
Hell yeah.
Spray paint and acrylic to like outline it and everything. But that was like my first foray into all that stuff. And then it just like that was all she wrote.
So you went from Martinsville to Seattle, and
Yeah.
then Seattle back to Indy.
Yeah.
And I take it you guys probably met.
Culture shock was insane.
Oh yeah, I bet. Shit.
I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, dude, what's happening?
How big was your graduating class down in Martinsville?
Like I'm thinking like 300 and something, probably
Small.
280, 300 and something, I think.
Yeah. Warren. I went to Warren here in Indy, and it was like fucking almost 1,600 or something crazy like that.
I went to Shelbyville.
Oh
high
shit,
school.
that's right, Shelby, Tucky.
Yeah.
So you know all the Shelby. I
Yep.
know a lot of Shelbyvillers.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Actually, like the
That's
first
how I met.
people,
Yeah.
the first people I ever really knew were Brandon Yates and like Billy Boswell and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like when I
yeah.
was in high school, we'd hang out at Denny's.
You're talking about two of my favorite people in
Yeah.
the whole fucking world here. So yeah. I just talked to Billy yesterday, and
Mhm.
I think I talked to Brandon on Friday. I don't know. They're
Yeah.
people I consistently
crazy
talk
Good
to.
because-
dudes.
I met Billy several years before I met Brandon, and I met Billy way before I met her or Brandon. And then when I
Yeah.
found out that she knew both of them, I was like, it's like
Yeah.
a small ass world.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I met Brandon through Billy. I've met
Yeah.
all my Shelbyvillers basically through Billy.
Yeah.
I met Billy, and then I met Shelbyville, Indiana,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Just met tons of people through Billy. So guess how I met Billy. Take a wild shot. There's only two answers for
What, punk rock night?
no, actually, the most common thing I hear is I met Billy at Hot Topic.
Oh, really?
Or
That's silly. Karma?
I met Billy at Guitar Center, and that's how
Oh.
I met Billy. I met Billy at Guitar Center. I went in to buy, I think drumsticks and something else. I think I was looking for like a ride.
Yeah.
And he was working the drum section. He's like, "Hey man, I'm in a band called Green Gold, and we're playing at this arts place on this day, and you should fucking come out and check out
Yeah.
my band." And I was
I
like,
think I've
"Cool,
known him
man."
since like 05.
Right?
I
Yeah,
was in
we
high
were way
school.
longer than me.
Yeah.
I met him in like 2011,
Yeah.
2012.
I didn't
something
meet
like that.
him. When did it, what 2016?
Yeah.
That's when I met him. We had been
No,
going like we didn't even know each other. Like we had seen each other at shows and shit, but like I didn't know anything about him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
messaged me on Facebook
I gotta-
and asked you out
I
a
go to
date.
shows, be at shows at like Fifth Quarter,
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
or like the Mall or whatever. And then one day I was just like, I was gonna throw up on myself.
He messaged me, yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna have a heart attack, but I feel like I need to do this.
Hell yeah.
It was the
But,
right,
yeah,
it was
like,
the right
It was
choice.
weird because, and it's the same thing with like, Billy and basically anybody that I've known in the scene for years. Like for the first like however like couple years or whatever, I would always see these people at the same shows and stuff, and then and then eventually talk to people. Like there was an interaction, and then now it's like I know all these people. I've known all these people for like 20 years now. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's it's a good community that we
I
have.
think I met.
I know, I love
Billy at,
everybody.
like, the
I
Emerson,
go along with everybody.
Actually,
You say
Did
the
you?
Emerson?
The
yeah, I
Emerson?
think so.
Yeah. I didn't get there.
A lot of rules for a punk place.
Yeah.
I gotta
It
say
was
about
cool
that.
in the 90s. I don't like it now though. I saw some of my favorite shows of all time. I've seen it. I saw at the Emerson in like the 90s.
I'm trying to
I have a cutoff though.
I literally have been to less than I think I've been to 3 shows.
Yeah.
At the Emerson. I went and saw Mr. Clinton, the Pink Cigarettes, Funkbot, and a band from Detroit that's escaping me right now. I went and saw that. And then I went and saw what's the name of that band? Oh, it's gonna piss me off. They're a metal band. Their lead singer just passed away last year. He committed suicide. Popular band. Oh, there it is. Oh,
Park.
no, they're
Just kidding.
definitely like underground metal. Oh, there's like a movie about like the name of their band is based off of a film. Oh, it's gonna piss me off. It'll come to me. Just wait for
My
it.
brain's gonna explode.
I
Yeah.
saw Waka Flocka Flame at the
I
Emerson.
have like 5 of their
and
albums and I can't fucking remember their name. I'm the worst. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I saw Waka Flocka Flame at Emerson and got hit in the face with his dreads or his braids.
That's cool. Hell yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I was there. I mean, Flocka. That's all I know about that. No, I like him. But it was just a really random thing. I showed up
Well,
and then I was like way too close to the stage.
I don't know your sister-in-law, but she wants to go knock up some nuns. And
Yeah.
I think
I
I'm
love your
game.
hat.
Let's
I was gonna say
go.
that.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm trying to
Sounds sacrilegious.
damn it. It's gonna piss me off so bad that I'm the worst
Yeah,
at
let's send
names.
this here.
I know. It's
Just
like
kidding.
right. It's like right there. and I
It's
can't
right
think of
there.
it.
Yeah.
can't think of
I
it.
got like
Somebody you know.
it's about so the name of the band is based off of a film or maybe a book, but it's about like this Hollywood star that gets murdered. And then there's like this big fucking I don't know. I'm the worst ever.
It's,
I shouldn't be allowed to do podcasts
Yeah,
on
Google
Sunday.
that.
Oh yeah.
Beep, boop, beep.
I'm the worst.
What's that thing with that guy?
Lead singer. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it out loud. I could stop. It just came. See, just like that.
Yeah.
Black Dahlia Murder.
Oh,
I've seen them like
deeper than
4 fucking
Shit.
times.
yeah. The first time I saw them was at the Emerson.
Yeah, that's where
Uh,
second time I
like
saw him was
speaking of,
there.
yeah.
First time I saw him was in Chicago. Thanks.
Trevor, R.I.P. Trevor.
Yeah. He was a nice guy too. I actually
Yeah.
got to meet
Mhm.
all of them and talk to him, and they're all really cool people.
I
So
met him at Ozfest, and it was like one of the most down to earth like experiences that I had at Ozfest, especially like meeting people between like him and the guys from Neurosis, stuff like that. But yeah, that's crazy. Like you were like, oh, there's this metal band
the
Dude-
thing
dude
and the
died
stuff,
last year,
and this
and
guy,
it's just like
this lady
I
that died.
literally have like 5 of their vinyls over
Yeah,
there. You know what I mean? And I just the worst.
I mostly went to the Emerson
Like
for
Brett
like punk
Zaplin.
shows.
Worst names.
I
What was that? Sorry.
like when I was in high school, I was really more into punk and like horror punk. I was really into like Misfits and stuff like that. And so they had a ton of shows at the Emerson, a lot of local bands playing there and stuff. So I think that's really like the only times I was ever at the Emerson. But no, I'm just always I fucking loved Fifth Quarter and
Mhm.
Jukebox and everything. I loved that a lot. I loved it there. It was fun.
I miss Moda and Amy so much.
Yeah.
Will Wadsworth, the whole gang,
Yeah.
all of them. They're awesome people.
Mhm.
Don't really get to see them anymore.
I saw so many like straight up killer shows there.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Between like Jukebox, Fifth Quarter, all that whole time span. I can't even. It's just like insane how many. Like every show that I went to, basically, was just like
Yeah.
blam, blam, blam.
I'm trying to think of actually. Yeah, there it is. So the only metal show I've ever booked was at the Fifth Quarter, and it was a Wednesday. And Mona and Polly and I, we ended up eating ass on it. Like we ended up like having to
What
cough
show
up.
is it?
It was King Parrot from Australia.
Oh,
Legion.
Legion.
Yeah, Legion.
I'm actually working on a shirt design for those
Child
right now.
Child Bite.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there's one more. Hold on.
Score recording artist.
Ty Winslow. I'm summoning you. Occult Deceiver.
I did work for.
You
those
did work for
guys,
them too, yeah.
Right on.
Everybody around here.
Hey, look at that. The brain works in mysterious ways. I can't remember a band I've been listening to for 10 years, but I can remember a Wednesday that I
An
ate ass
encore,
on
like-
at the Fifth Quarter. But yeah, man. I'll tell you what though. I went out to a fucking metal show a couple weeks ago at Black Circle.
The best venue in
God
Indianapolis.
bless you, Jesse. God bless fucking Black Circle and what's Dustin's
Bulges?
yeah, what's it called? I'm spacing it. Stranger Attractions.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to that show and I'm telling you, man, like I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to like sit here and talk shit. But back in the day, I would go to metal shows all the time and the energy wasn't there. It didn't feel like there was enough. I'm not saying all of them.
Where did you say? Sorry.
In general, like I just
Oh.
didn't feel as much as love where I would if I went to a hip hop show or a punk show or a rock show, or if I went to Mousetrap and all the fucking hippies were doing acid and fucking doing their shit. You just didn't have that as much love. But man, the energy at that show, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like everybody is like together and connected.
Yeah.
You could just feel that really like the metal scene here in Indy it's fucking
solid.
yes.
It
and
warms my heart.
Super
man.
hard, super community.
Yeah.
You could feel it in the room. Everybody's just fucking connected, and I've never seen it this strong. And that's the thing. I was not saying like 10 years ago it wasn't a shit show, but or anything like that. It's just the supportness in the vicinity of a lot of the shows that I went to just wasn't as strong compared to what I witnessed at Black Circle. It was like, I don't know. It had a whole different energy. And now I'm like sitting here like, I need to be going to more metal shows. This is fucking awesome because it's all about vibe. It's all about energy. And the energy is fucking badass. It was awesome.
When I was in high school and everything, I was all punk. And, I would go to like shows, any of the all age shows and stuff. And I loved it. There was so much camaraderie and everything. And then come like, I don't know, in the 2010s, it started like being really, fighty, everyone fighting about shit and stuff. And then I just happened to run into people, and I liked metal, but I'd never really gotten involved with anything. And then probably about 2012, I got into the metal scene, and I hung out a lot with Gates of Slumber. Those guys are, they're fabulous dudes. Were everybody, and I think just like in the like 2010s, Doom was like the really big thing and stuff. And so all those bands and stuff, I loved everybody there doing all that stuff. And I feel like it's like Nate can really speak on this, but I think like it's really turned more to like death metal and stuff now.
There's
Black metal.
definitely been like waves and cycles.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's also a lot, you got to think of like what venue you're at and blah, 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 blah. How many out of towns, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just a whole mix of things.
It's like when I came back from Seattle, I was like, I didn't know shit about what was going on. And then I was just like, I'm just going to go check out some shows. I wound up at the Emerson a couple times, and I was just like, all their lineups for like the next 2 months are like, at that time, it was like, like metalcore bands and like, I don't even know, like, there wasn't a whole lot of doom or death metal stuff going on. And then, like she said, eventually there was just this big doom wave, and then now there's
like sludge and
now there's like this big like death metal like blood going on.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining, but
yeah, I'm happy.
So like legit, like one of my go-to favorite metal bands to listen to. Like I couldn't sit here and list the name of songs, but do I have a bunch of their albums? Yes. Have I ever seen them live? No. But it was just announced, and like I'm probably gonna like request the next day off. Guys, I'm finally gonna see Goat Horror.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You were gonna say that.
I got half hard when I saw it. I think JS posted something about it. I was like, what? Like, dude, I've never gotten to see Goat Horror.
Yeah.
And I literally have been listening to their music for years. So I'm fucking going. I'm gonna finally see fucking Goat Horror.
We went to a bunch of goat band shows that we never knew each other, like Goat Snake and stuff. Too.
I remember seeing
Black
her
at everybody
at the Goat Snake show at Fifth Quarter, and we didn't know each other.
It was like that, and like 3 inches of blood, maybe or something like that. Yeah,
I did the poster for that. Show,
yeah,
actually.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Grave Ripper, Indianapolis's
hell yeah.
own Grave Ripper is opening for Goat Horror. That show. That's cool. I'm psyched for those dudes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dope show.
it's like Goat Horror, Withered, Grave Ripper, and 2 other bands.
I'm not trying to like drop some Ricky Bobby shit right now, but like I'm not elitist, like I will sit here and tell you right now before I say what I'm about to say that I love I think one of the best albums of all time is Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
There is nothing over like 110, beats per minute on that fucking album. But when it comes down to it, my heart, it lies in thrash.
Yeah,
I love
for sure
going fast. I love fast fucking music.
Hey Dad, I hate Metallica and I don't care.
In a lot of ways, like if I'm in my car, like only when I'm in my car will you hear me be like, if it ain't thrash, it's ass. Fuck that.
My dad,
I want to go fast, baby. I want to listen to fast music.
My dad just said, "What are your opinions on Metallica and their current tour compared to the metal bands you're usually listening to?" Very valid. I have nothing good to say. I've never liked Metallica.
I literally listened. I did it. I downloaded the album and I hit play and I listened to the whole thing and I'm like, all right, well, got another 4 years until we get another shot at some Metallica. It was okay.
Oh, I'm so surprised they're being whiny bitches and not doing really good stuff, but just writing it out.
I can't get past the Black Album, really.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
give a shit about anything.
I feel that.
Dude, man,
but
nothing.
Load has some stuff where it sounds like they were listening to early 90s Corrosion of Conformity, and I love that shit. So I give that a break too.
Okay, I'm really into true crime. I really love documentaries and stuff. And Joe Berlinger and Bruce Sinofsky, some of the top best directors ever of anything like that. They did all of the Paradise Lost with the West Memphis 3. And then after that, they had done the fucking Metallica documentary, Some Kind of Monster, which is really more like some kind of whiny bitches. I've not endured
it kind of ruined Lars
much.
Ulrich. I think that was the end of Lars Ulrich.
But you know
right
what?
there.
That was a fucking mirror. That was like these are who these fucking assholes are. Shitty, awful, horrible people. I don't care. And
Yeah.
you know, when people are like, "Oh, you got to separate the guy from the music." No, they're buttholes. And I don't give a shit. And I like just listening to Metallica, I know exactly who it is. You know, the second place. I mean, everyone does, but I'm just like, ugh, every time I'm just like those pieces of shit. And anyone can fight me, but I don't care. I think they're buttholes.
All right. So what happens at first Monday karaoke at the Melody Inn sometimes doesn't stay there. But Wesley Hudson came out and he did an Iron Maiden song. And I was like, oh, I want to do metal song. So guess what I did?
Metal. You did
I was
Metallica.
like, I did. No,
Would
I
you
didn't just do
entertain man, you
Metallica.
pussy?
I did Hardwired to self-destruct. Just to fuck with Wesley. The snare song, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever the
But
fuck.
it's
Like the whole like the first 45 seconds is Lars go on the fucking snare. Yeah, dude, I did that song. I actually lyrically, it's pretty fucking good, and I also like the speed of that. But that album in itself is
what makes me mad about Metallica these days is that Robert Trujillo, that was in Suicidal Tendencies, Infectious Grooves, he is like an outstanding bass player, but in Metallica, nothing that he does and kicks ass at is utilized in that band. He's just like it's like the bare minimum of what he can do in that band.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for James Hetfield, I mean, his voice is like a voice of a fucking generation.
Don't say
of
these
X.
words together.
He is though. Like you have to respect that his fucking like his voice, like dude, fucking Master of Puppets is probably the #1 metal album of all fucking time. And it opens up with an absolute fucking banger with Battery.
Hey,
that's
But
like
I don't want to say
Battery is
dad.
like one of my favorite songs of all fucking time.
To my dad, that was a good little prompt because it gave me a platform to talk about Metallica. So
Phil
appreciate
Keller.
that.
Phil Keller said Metallica was replaced by Alien Shapeshifters just before the Black Album.
Legitimate.
And then couple that with Bob Rock, who also produced
people that
Motley
are
Dr. Feelgood.
creatures that don't know how to be human makes sense.
I got paid by my job to take a client to the Metallica Lollapalooza. We had a blast.
I was there.
Oh yeah, I've never seen Metallica.
It was Metallica and Soundgarden and the Ramones, and
something tells me I never will.
Don't worry about it. You're gonna live a long, fruitful life.
Tickets are probably like $800 anyway.
So if you don't like Metallica, what do you think about Testament?
I like Testament.
I didn't even. I'll be honest. I didn't even know what a Testament was. I mean, no pun intended. But you know, my buddy Nick was like,
I think it's fun.
Was like, dude, you're gonna love this shit. And he introduced me to the Testament. I've been hooked ever since. I love it. It's my jam.
I like Testament.
Love that fucking.
The Ritual is my favorite Testament album.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people shit on it, but I'm like, a lot of my favorite albums are the ones that get shit on. A lot.
Yeah. Like Wolverine Blues.
Yeah.
That's that's like your
Entomb's Wolverine Blues.
Yeah.
Anthrax, Sound of White Noise, Suicidal Tendencies, Art of Rebellion, and Testament, The Ritual. Everybody's always like, fuck you. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Exactly. I mean, fuck it.
I mean, that's your problem.
Right.
Sounds like a you problem, dude.
See, when it comes down to it, the best way to explain people's tastes and flavors and fucking, I don't know, it's an easy way. So I think we can all agree that AC/DC is a pretty decent fucking band, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bon Scott era specifically.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? You've got AC.
They were like a huge gateway band.
Highway to Hell, right? You got Highway to Hell. You got Let There Be Rock. You got Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. You know, whatever. And I'm talking, I hate to do this, but fuck that fucking English guy, man. Whatever his name is. I don't even want to say his name. The guy that replaced Bon Scott. All right. Look, I'm not hating.
Oh, Brian
Brian
Johnson.
Oh God, he said it.
He's gonna emerge.
But okay, so in a way, like people will go back and forth on like what is the best AC/DC album, and that is the best way to look at music in general because there's no wrong answer. every AC/DC album with Bon Scott on it is absolute pure fucking gold. And you could go back and forth and but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Fuck what other people fucking think.
Right.
It's what makes your feet fucking move.
Yeah.
Suck a dick, move on with your life.
Mhm.
That's why I don't like elitists. I fucking hate people that like hate
Just,
on music
like-
in general just because it's
Yeah. I mean, Metallica is just my thing to hate, but like in general, I'm not defending myself there. I fuck
I
all that.
absolutely
But-
hate you too.
yeah, but
I
yeah,
literally
we all
can
got one,
fuck off.
you know.
I don't like you
But
too.
no, I think if
I was
you're
like,
really,
oh, you too. Not
yeah. That's a joke in it itself, by
Yeah.
the way.
What?
Yeah.
no, but
It's
no,
going
I think
downhill really.
it's so shitty to shit on people for like enjoying themselves and having, especially with music being so important to like who we are, how we
Mhm.
are in our lives and stuff. To be like, yeah, you're a faggot, you like this shit, blah blah blah. You know, it's just like that's so unreasonable. Like there's so much goddamn music in the world. To be like to limit yourself so much to be like, oh, I only like the EP, like shit that nobody cares about. It's like all that is
Their first
wanting attention.
Holy shit.
That's not
Mhm.
even enjoying music, and that's so crappy.
And that's the thing is like
I didn't mean to drop F's. Sorry,
it
I'm
happens.
I'm bi. I'm on the team.
It happens.
I'm half gay.
Right oh God, let's not even get into like we grew up in the 90s. Let's not even talk about the way that we talked growing up.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
gay.
mean? Exactly. Yeah. My twin brother and I, every once in a while, we'll fucking joke and be like, that's gay.
Yeah.
You know,
I
but
know. I
he's
still
gay,
say it, and
so
it's like all of it. Like I have so
Yeah.
many gay friends. and
that's
stuff.
why
But
that's
it's
why
just, like,
that's
it's
why
just
movies that's why movies don't last anymore,
Yeah.
because culturally we're growing and becoming more, like fucking
The first time I ever heard the F word,
mhm,
and I had no idea what was going
probably
on.
Eminem song. I'm just
No.
kidding.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know what that means, but for some reason, I know that it's not.
It's derogatory.
I can't hang with it. Was on the Monster Squad
Mm.
when
Yeah.
when the
that's
bully
crazy.
guy like steps on dude's candy bar and makes him eat it, and he's like, "What'd you say?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I was like, I remember seeing that, and I was like, yeah, I don't.
And
what-
yeah, especially saying that that's gay and stuff. Like to me, I know it's like it's bad, of course it is, but there's more of a nostalgia of like a 90s bully
You know what?
saying that shit. You know, like that's what's silly about it to me.
I still struggle. The only thing I really struggle with, like honestly, that I say and I try to correct myself, and like I know it's not appropriate, but I still do it. It's like embodied in my head, the word retard.
Oh, I've been trying so
I've been
hard.
training myself to say
I
ridiculous
hate
and
it.
not that word.
I hate how much
suck
like
at
it.
I'm the worst.
it's so num num num.
Just
I
like-
hate how much I like it. And but I would like you never would use that word to really describe people that it's meant to be for that.
and at the end of the day, when
I don't really mean to
when
be having
us-
this conversation.
when us-
but,
yeah,
but
when
yeah,
the
I
j-
say retard.
so
a
I'm
lot.
technically millennial. I'm 83. So
Mhm.
I'm like
You're my brother's age.
right there at the cusp of like
Yeah.
X and millennial. And what's important is like we're grown, and what sometimes we get comfortable and then maybe we'll slip something that we used to say when we were a kid. What's important though is we recognize and understand that it's inappropriate to say it, and we're able to talk about it.
Yeah.
So and
definitely.
you know what I mean?
No.
So
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? Like people who know me know who I am and everything. It's like I'm a really fucking good person and I care about people a lot and stuff. And so
Yeah.
I'm not the fucking dude giving you swirlies in middle school and you know,
you know what?
stealing your
You
lunch
want to hear
money.
a crazy story? So one of my phones, I have a phone for chopped liver specifically because I need, like we gotta fucking
It's your work phone.
Yeah.
pretty much. And nobody has the phone number, but somebody must have had this number before.
Yeah.
And I got a text on it. I'm like, what the fuck? I got a text on this phone. That's weird. And it's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, hi,
Hello.
who is this?
Like, what?
And I was like, and they responded like, I don't know. Let's just say their name was Jay. I don't know that. I can't remember. And I was like, I'm not sure if I know you, Jay. And they're like, well, you better know me because you used to bully me in school.
Oh, bummer.
no.
And I was like,
you-
my name is Shep, and I've never been a fucking bully.
I would have been like,
Ever.
look, I know what I did to you, and I'm so
And
sorry.
if anything, I was probably the kid being bullied on or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, this is a wrong number. I was like, yeah, that's right.
I think that would have been a good opportunity to be like, you know what? I was a piece of shit.
I
think about you every day, and I'm so sorry
I'm too
what
nice
I did.
to people, man. I've always been too nice. So
No,
I just
kidding.
love people in general. But it was kind of weird, like, whoa.
You're like,
Like,
what?
It's weird to be accused when you're a nice person and people accuse you of being an awful person. It's very weird. It's weird to defend that.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm too gregarious for that shit. Like
I am too much of a kind, delight, wonderful person. I'm the greatest.
so
Thank
why
you. No, just kidding.
All right. Look, Brian Vaught. Why
That's me, that's
why
me.
is Avenged Sevenfold your favorite metal band of all time? Can you break that down for us?
They're not though.
Is that what we're doing? Now we're just bullying.
No, we're just dropping hate bombs.
Now we're just picking
that dude's
fights.
voice. Like I like some
Dude, his voice was sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
No,
Like
don't.
the first Avenged Sevenfold album came out like what, early 2000s, and I heard that around the same time that I heard stuff like Every Time I Die and Bleeding Through and Poison the Well and stuff like that. And that's a totally different world than what they did with like, what is it? City of Evil. I call it Shitty of Evil.
Shitty of Evil.
Because
Did you notice anything interesting about that band though? How their
No.
music kind of
No, I'm
dropped
kidding.
off when their drummer died? He overdosed.
yeah.
He's the one that wrote all their fucking music.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, like I brought that up because everybody
And then
hating.
it's that combined with the dude not going to vocal coach and
Lost his fucking voice. Yeah.
and then sounds like
Yeah.
But,
I feel you. I feel you. For me, I like fell in love with Hunter Thompson at a young age, and like his writing, and I got to see his like where the Buffalo roam and fucking Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but whatever. Obviously a better writer than the fucking movies, but when they wrote that fucking song Backcountry, I was like, this is the dopest dope ever. I fucking love that fucking song.
Yeah.
And the breakdown and the fucking duo solos in it.
the stuff that ruined it was the guy's vocals. I'm like, why? I was like, he doesn't need to do that. Whatever he's doing, I'm tone deaf as shit, but I know that I don't, he doesn't need to be doing that stuff and act like it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been I've been really obsessed. Like I did voice, like singing and stuff for like 11 years, and I went to IU for like opera and stuff. And
Hell yeah.
And so like,
holy shit. That's fucking
and
woo.
like in the music, like because I'm really love like I have a soft spot for Meatloaf, but I fucking love Dio and Danzig, all the big voice guys. And
Patrick from Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, yeah, that. And that vocal coach, that Melissa, whatever, that teaches screaming dudes how to scream. I fucking love her. And she's like, because, I wanted to do bands for so long, but the stuff I like, all the screaming stuff, I'm terrified to do that because I spent so long learning the right way to sing that I'm afraid I'll fuck my shit up if I I'm screaming and stuff. And so like someone like that, like I'm so impressed by her. I wish I knew her like whole fucking name, but I love what she does. She's done it for people like in fucking every big band and stuff. Like she taught what's his face? Who do you look like?
So why aren't you singing in a band, Grace?
Randy.
Randy Blythe from
I don't know. I've been doing stuff.
Yesterday
I've been fucking around. But yeah, no, I think I would really like to do something. But
so like
no, like she taught, but before I forget, she did she taught Randy Blythe and the dude from Lorna Shore,
Melissa Cross.
Yeah. I love her. She's a delight. She was like just a regular vocal coach, and then found all these dudes that were like, she'd hear them screaming and be like, it hurts because I know what you're doing wrong.
Like, she saved me from totally ruining my vocal cords and stuff. And like, you know, as people that started out doing it wrong, and then they were like, maybe I should go like see her and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they sound the same, but they go about it a totally different way.
Yeah.
So
Because they like I know Randy Blythe's talking about is like I was blowing my shit out
Yeah.
like halfway through a tour. It's like how can you do everything without totally destroying your voice and everything? So I'm just so impressed by that she's like the coolest bitch ever. She's so cool.
I one of the bands that I sing in, it's called Sick the Ripper, and
Okay.
it's a lot of it's thrash, at least the stuff that I'm writing, it's thrashy as fuck.
Mhm.
And I do a lot of screaming. And at the end of the day, like, you know, if let's say somebody ends up watching this show on YouTube in a couple days or something, and they're aspiring to be like a metal or a thrash or punk thrash or whatever, and they want to do that fucking wicked whatever.
Yeah.
Just remember, like, if you really like, first of all, if you don't want to fuck your shit up, go to like you said, like go to a vocal teacher that will help you make sure that you don't blow your shit out.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, it is literally the best medicine for that. If you can't afford to pay somebody to help you with it, is just sitting behind a mic and being like, "You want to get high?" I'm so high right now. I have no idea what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, sit there and practice it.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, one of the coolest experiences ever is like going into a studio and laying out an album. And like, I've never done that as a lead singer, but I've done like my backups, and I've done one song on an album where it was just me singing, and it's so surreal.
Mm.
Kind of like talking in this mic right now. You know what I mean? Like, you can manipulate, today
Yeah.
we're going to talk about voice acting, like whatever. So, but
so dramatic.
yeah, exactly. But like, your vocal cords they're only good for so long. And if you don't treat them right,
Ask Danzig.
yeah.
Plus the art.
We're seeing him next week.
Yeah, we
Fuck
are.
yeah. Hell yeah. Is it Danzig, or is it like the OG Misfits, or what's
No,
that?
it's Danzig.
It's Danzig.
It's Danzig.
See, I've
They're
never seen
doing the entire first album.
We on our honeymoon we went to
Yeah.
Psycho Las Vegas, and he did the supposed to be the entirety of the third album, but it was not.
Is that
It was kind of a
wait, hold
bummer.
on.
I
Let
mean,
me
it's good or
I'm
whatever.
not good with names, but hold on, let me think. It's Danzig 3, right?
Yes. You got my head.
Oh man. I'll be here all night.
But no, it was like, I mean, when he was singing, it was fun, but he spent like so much of the time, dude, he kept like bringing the mic up to the monitor so it would feed back real bad, and then he would blame the sound guy, and then for fucking like 10 minutes straight just go, this sound guy fucking sucks, he sucks donkey dick, everyone say he sucks donkey dick.
Between every song he would talk
fucking
shit about
every second.
If we have any
dude.
musicians at all watching this show right now, like, please take notes.
It's like chill out.
I don't care if you're a new band, if you're a Midwest band, if you're a national band, if you're Rob fucking Zombie, you don't do that on stage.
It was just really
disgusting.
a turn off.
I was just
It was
kinda like,
so painful to
"Come on,
watch.
dude."
Just like, I'm like, okay, can you just fucking sing? Like, can we just get through this? Because he spent like a third of the time on stage talking shit about the sound guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, it makes you like him so much. I mean, you can't really, he's not really particularly.
Once you go to
likable
enough
person,
shows in your
but, you know,
lifetime and you witness people doing shit like that,
yeah,
it's just
chill
like,
out.
I
I'm
want
just
my money
worried.
back.
I'm
That's some
very
Axl
worried
Rose
about that
type
for
stuff.
this.
Entertain me,
Yeah.
entertainers. Shut the fuck up.
And like
fucker.
yeah,
it sucks.
one is so important and
I need
stuff.
to-
So I'm just like half afraid he's gonna be pulling shit like that.
Yeah.
But because he's Danzig, he can do whatever the fuck he
Yeah.
wants, really. People will pay $1 gajillion to see him, just see his fucking face. And I get it because I'm doing that. But like it was just such a it was so annoying to have to deal with that. And then they didn't even do Sistina's because they didn't have an orchestra.
This show's going to be it's a pretty crazy lineup though. It's Danzig, Behemoth, Twin Temple, or like, I don't know if you heard them. It's like satanic doo-wop is what
I have
call
not
themselves.
heard of this band. No. What was the name of it again?
Twin Temple. I've heard a lot of people told me, like, I haven't seen them, but I've heard them, but like I've heard a lot of stuff about their live show and everything. And then Midnight, like black metal stuff they play around. If they're
They
here, so-
headline everything ever
They've
like
been to
around
Black
here and
Circle a
stuff.
few times.
Yeah, I feel like they're always headline stuff.
So
at
I'm
Black Circle.
literally on a live podcast going to my fucking to my iTunes and adding them into my fucking, so I'll listen to them tomorrow when I'm at work. That's how I roll. That's what I do. Anytime I meet like somebody that's like really into music, I'll like pick their brains. And like at my job, there's a couple people that listen to like one person listens to like lots of metal, and then another person listens to like a lot of like punk. And I was like, all right, give me a list of music I should listen to.
Oh, yeah.
I do that shit. That's how I like, learn about a lot of, I go to tons of shows. And by the way, like those opinions that I just laid out about like people that go on stage and they'll complain about this, or maybe they'll talk shit about themselves, be like, oh, like, yeah, no, my voice wasn't really good, or oh, I fucked that thing up. And it's like nobody knows that you fucked up. B, nobody cares that you fucked up. Shut the fuck up. That shit drives me crazy. That's like the only pet peeve that I have. And I go to so many shows. It's just like, guys, like, just go up there and have fun, and don't worry about that shit.
That's like
Dude, you could
I've
like
witnessed
have your
the shit
throat
that you
shut,
witnessed,
and you
though.
just stand up there and smile, and everyone's going, blah, yeah.
You know why I said
It's
Rob
like,
Zombie? Because the last time the first, I've only seen Rob Zombie once, and he fucked up a couple of songs, and he wanted to talk about it on stage. I'm like, Rob,
why you got to do that?
talk
Rob,
about it in an interview.
you
tomorrow.
have
Chill
like
out.
fucking like, movies out that tons of people like love.
Yeah, apologize
put
for
out-
those.
You were in White Zombie, like you were
I saw him.
such a movement in the fucking 90s of your fucking music. You
Yeah.
changed so many people's lives, and you're gonna sit there on stage in front of fucking 30,000 people and talk about how you fucked up a
And
song.
be like, hey, here's
Shut
what I
the
did wrong.
fuck up, dude. Like, dude, you're
It's like
fucking Rob Zombie. Shut the
when-
fuck up.
Just be cool.
So
man.
yeah,
Just
like
be
shut
cool,
up,
man.
Blind Danzig. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
fucking,
It's like when I'm
silly.
it's silly.
when
yeah.
I do like an ink illustration, when I start like the ink process after I do all the pencils and stuff, I do the ink. I will, I have, I don't know how many pieces where there have been screw ups, but then I'm like, that's a screw up. I know how to fix it.
But you've been staring at it for 30
then,
hours.
But then people will be like, that's so fucking cool. And
Exactly.
I'm like, but
But
that was a
but
fixed
that little
mistake,
line.
and that was a fixed mistake, and that one, and but I fixed, I try to fix it to where it doesn't look.
Yeah, you got the
stupid.
eye, man.
But it's like I don't sit
Yeah.
there and go,
Nobody thinks what you're
Hey,
thinking.
yeah.
I messed up right here and stuff.
Every time you see a
It's like-
shirt, yeah, there's right there, fucked it up.
like this. It's
Enjoy
like,
that.
Oh yeah, there's probably some screw ups.
Or this.
I look
I
at
got
all
kidnappers for 'em.
I have I'm wearing my Hellfire shirt that I got
It's
at
cute.
the
I
Black
like that.
Circle.
Yeah.
By the way, like I got one of their stickers too, and that's gonna be on every podcast forever moving
Yeah.
forward. Heavy metal till the day I die.
Oh yeah, brother.
Fuck yeah.
It's right behind me.
Oh yeah. I was like, there was a whole thing I was about to tangent it on. Damn, and I lost it because we were talking about our
Probably.
dope shirts. Oh fuck, it's gonna happen. Oh yeah, so like art, right? I look at art in a very specific way. It doesn't matter whether it's music or like illustration, any form of art, right? We're a muse. You know what I mean? We are creating things that inspire people, and like with music, make people move, and with like illustration, it hits in the heart or hits in the soul, whatever it is that inspires a person. And I kind of look at it like bad jokes, bad jokes. As long as I'm laughing, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of the whole point of art is like,
Mhm.
if you're happy and you enjoy the art that you create, it's
There we
all-
go.
and if people love it and enjoy it and want to either
Yeah.
buy it or witness it or have it in their living room or have it on their stereo, whatever form of art,
Yeah.
that's the blessing that comes behind it. But we, as artists, we do it because we enjoy it and we want to, inspire people.
And like, I
So-
don't know. It's so dynamic. I don't mean to talk over you. Because I'm totally your
That's what I do.
But
I'm the worst at it.
no, it's just like with art, it's so funny too because it's so dynamic. Oh no, something went wrong. Are we good?
Oh yeah, we lost the fucking
Okay,
monitor.
fine, that's fine. I don't care. Anyway, it's
Wah, wah, wah.
yeah, it's so dynamic, like just what you like and what it means and stuff. Because so like he does phenomenal stuff, and what it means to me means things different to other people. Like so some people see a band T-shirt, say that fucking rules. I love that band and stuff, but then I'm like, my husband made it, and I love him, and and I'm proud of that, and I can see like I was there while he was drawing it, and that's
Hell
really
yeah.
special to me, and that's so cool to be a part of that. But then also I like little stupid dumb shit in comics. Like I'm super obsessed with webtoons, and I read some really ugly ass drawn webtoons, and I love it. It's just like everything has its own purpose with that stuff, and I love that. So it's just like people shitting on people's art and stuff. So shitty. Yeah, my dad wants you to know what your approach is to a project.
I was gonna say first. I was gonna say like, if I'm not like creating some kind of like art, I'm not sketching, I don't draw or anything for a while. It really messes with like mental my mental health, and so like I've had periods in my life where I didn't do anything for like months or like a year or so, and it was reflected really bad in a negative way in my other aspects of my life and everything.
Yeah.
But it's cool, like to see other people enjoy my work is an added bonus,
Hell
So I'm
yeah.
just like, oh, I did this really weird shit and people like it. That's cool.
You're so important to the community. I think
Absolutely.
too. Like, dude,
shucks.
everybody. I know. No, but it's like I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you for that, because it's just like you're the go-to for everybody. You're like the art dude for what Wise Blood and everything.
Yeah,
Like
Sean-
it's just by
What?
happenstance.
Sean
You
By
Fraser,
do their artwork
happenstance.
too?
Sean
Like
Fraser
a
is like
shit ton of the
you're-
bands for
like,
them. Yeah.
like Grave Ripper, Mother Graves,
Holy shit.
Vexing Hex.
How did I not know
Everybody.
this?
No offense to anybody that I'm leaving out right now. But
That's awesome, man. I
Sean
literally
actually introduced me to a dude by saying that I was like their art dude, and I was like,
And it's not like
Don't do
officially
that.
we're saying that, but it's
No,
just so like
it
by
just
happenstance it ended up
happens.
being that way, that like
Yeah.
the way that he's doing stuff, that's what people were wanting, and that's awesome. I don't know anyone more deserving of that. He works so hard, and he's very talented, and he is one of the nicest, and the sweetest dude. No, I love him. I'm absolutely #1 fan. I love him, and I think it's so fortunate for me to just see him doing that and seeing and getting all this work and everything of just stuff that's so important to him, and him being so important to people and stuff. I don't know anyone that deserves it more. So I love you.
So Sid asked, what avenue does someone use to hire your talent? Drop the deets.
Yeah. How you get him to draw our stuff?
Talk to me.
Yeah. Okay.
to me.
Next question.
Yeah, just like
If you got an idea or
Yeah.
concept or anything,
just
you just hit him up.
just
Is it better to message you through Brainvault illustrations or just to hit you up on directly through?
yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, I think are the main ones
Like,
you
I
usually
don't
hit
like.
people.
I have a website and stuff, but it's been down.
Mhm.
No, I do.
I know, but it's not
been down
working.
for like
It's not
it's like
funny.
out of commission. But usually it's just like word of mouth. you know?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, if you want to talk about art and me doing art, talk to me.
Yeah, it just seems to be like it just comes in, like especially just working with all these bands and them telling other people and stuff. I just feel like it's just been this constant. Sorry,
You're good.
this like constant, wave of people. Hey, I heard you did stuff for whoever and blah 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 and stuff. It's just been really, it's so cool, and just like especially just in our community, like the metal community and stuff too, that it's so cool to see that everyone's like, you know, I respect this band, so it's cool. I think, you know, you're legit too, and I'm absolutely willing to
Like,
reach out to you and stuff. So.
I'm about finished with a logo design for a band, like a 2-piece like industrial sludge band from Philly.
And they fucking rule. They're great.
It's like they found out like somebody, I don't even know who it is, somebody suggested me to them on a Reddit post. And
then we did this like creepy like investigation
like
to figure out who it was.
I was like trying to find out
okay,
who it was.
he has 2 daughters, and
I'm like, I gotta quit.
Like that's not it, but like,
I'm trying to figure out who it is.
We couldn't figure it out. So if you're out there,
yeah,
who'd you tell on Reddit? Who are you? Because it was nice, very nice thing. We should say thanks.
So
but it was such a big long thing.
When that happened, I was just like,
that was really cool.
I don't even know these dudes, and like, you know, a lot of times it's like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon type stuff. Where it's like, oh,
6,
this
isn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
6, 7 Kevin Bacon, but it's like
6 Kevin Bacons.
It's like, you know, oh, I did work for these guys, and I know of these dudes, and then now they're like,
yeah,
hell yeah.
You see that?
That's how the Wise Blood stuff happened. Really, like all those bands, like.
I was actually gonna say I considered changing my shirt, so I put this on this morning. This is what I've been wearing all day, and I was like, man, the collar's going out, and I almost changed shirts, and I literally had my Wise Blood record shirt that you probably illustrated.
No, we didn't do that. At least,
okay,
that's one thing you didn't do.
Yeah,
right on.
But yeah,
but I almost wore my Wise Blood shirt today. So yeah.
I haven't actually done any work for the label, but like
it just happened to be that it worked out that all these bands were coming to him.
Yeah. Oh, I feel bad now. Lava Born, Mother Graves, Grave Ripper, Vexing Hex. That's like
got a lot of t-shirts around our house.
They're like an occult rock band from Illinois.
Yeah, they're really good. It's funny because before we came here, like, because I figured he was gonna wear his new, like, just his design shirt, but I was like, what band shirt am I gonna wear? I got like, we got 300 fucking shirts. I'm wearing Cadaverous.
That's like, oh yeah, that's definitely a thing for me. Like, so many fucking shirts.
And all mine are cut into tank tops. I don't like it.
Puffins from Cleveland played at PRN last night, and I spent solid like 20 minutes trying to find their shirt that I bought the last time they played in town, and I could not find it. I had too many band shirts from over the fucking years.
Its shirts are like just same caliber as like albums and stuff.
Yeah,
too,
I mean,
you know, like
that's where they make bands are gonna make their most money when you buy their shirts. So for sure. But yeah, I have so many fucking shirts. It's crazy.
So many black shirts.
All black too. Yeah,
all
yeah.
black shirts.
Yeah. I have yellow ones and red ones and blue ones. But
no, we don't.
I'll wear those to work.
we're very earth tone folks. So I mean, I don't know. You got some color.
I was gonna say monochromatic.
Yeah, we're just very black t-shirts. Gray. I like gray. I like maroon. I like charcoal. It's like that's all. But it's like the thing with like all metalheads and stuff is just like doing laundry and trying to find the one black shirt you want. Impossible. Where you going?
Are you going to take a piss?
Here, the beers are here. If that's what you're going for.
Oh
here.
yeah,
I set them over here so we don't have to do this.
Yingling.
Sit down. We got the Yang Lang.
I was gonna tell you to take the sword.
Yeah,
because it's not safe to go by yourself.
Yeah, I.
Go to what?
Link.
You're gonna take a piss.
Okay,
so, are there any artists that you were maybe inspired by, like throughout time?
For sure.
That's the best way to say that.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I started out like, I would do my own little like bullshit doodles and stuff when I was little, but I occasionally would see somebody's work and be like, well, I'm totally gonna copy this guy and rip him off.
His name's Pusshead.
Yeah. Earlier than that, Salvador Dali. Oh, I can draw an elephant with like ostrich legs. That's cool. And then like more like when I finally like got into my what I guess I could call my style or my techniques and stuff is people like Pusshead and like tons of people that have done like metal artwork, like death metal, thrash metal stuff. Names are escaping me, but
They
like,
always escape me too.
yeah, I mean, like I know people that not even people that do the same kind of stuff that I do. Like they might do painting or whatever. Dan Seagrave did work for like
Frank, it does all the big like Viking-y.
Frazetta,
yeah.
Frank Frazetta, all the Conan like
Mhm.
barbarian dragons and wizards.
Would you say that some of your art is inspired by film? Were you like
Yeah.
big into film growing up?
Horror for
like
sure.
like
yeah.
horror and
It was definitely I was leaning into this, by the way. Yeah, I knew we were
Yeah.
gonna go
horror
here.
and like fantasy, like dark fantasy stuff. Especially when I was in like middle school, I'd draw like demons and like
Oh yeah. Were you into like
serpents and
Scary,
shit.
yeah.
were you into like the occult type stuff? Like I don't know. I do see like especially like in the form of art that because you said you like skulls and stuff, right? So
Big skull dude.
yeah, like I
Okay.
love horror, like all types of horror, but man, I love like what do you call it? Exorcism type films
Mhm.
and like I don't know.
He's real big on monsters. I'm a very like I don't know if it makes me sound boring, but I'm like not a very fantastical person. I'm very like I like real stuff and so I liked more like slashers and stuff like that was more what I was into or am into. But you're a big fan of monster stuff. You like
Yeah,
monster
like
dudes like Rawhead Rex
yeah,
and stuff like that.
like Clive Barker's work.
Yeah, all Hellraiser, shit like that. Yeah.
Rawhead Rex, Nightbreed,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
The Thing, like that, like I don't know, like creature, like monster movies and like body horror. Some body horror stuff too can overlap into that, like
Mhm.
because like the thing where the dude's like head rips itself off his body with
Yeah.
the spider legs.
Like
Yeah,
or like The Fly,
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah. Cronenberg's The Fly, one of my all-time favorites.
Mhm.
Man,
Jeff Goldblum. So
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I wasn't allowed to watch horror growing up. So like
It's
I know it's not technically horror, but I watched The Shining when I was like a sophomore in high school, and that was like my introduction into at least somewhat horror.
it's so funny because like I was the exact opposite. Like my dad, who's in the chat right now, super into horror his whole life. Like my favorite movie when I was 7 was Rocky Horror Picture Show, which isn't necessarily horror, but like he was like super into like Sammy Terry and stuff. Is like one of the first people to be in like the club in the 60s and stuff like that. And so I like one thing I really appreciate about my dad was talking about Pumpkinhead. My dad was Pumpkinhead. I was so like open to basically all film. I could watch whatever the hell I wanted, and a lot of it was horror stuff. My dad was always really into that, so it was a good time.
Yeah, like
Good childhood.
once I broke the barrier and I was able to watch it, it was like it just took
Like,
over. So
I
that was like my
remember-
favorite genre.
Well, like I'm way younger than you guys. I'm like 89 kid, but like in the 90s.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Grandpa. It's okay. I'm married to
I don't
you.
know why you got to rub it in.
Well, I'm just saying because I'm a baby. I'm like a more baby, but I was just so and like my siblings or stuff are a lot older than me and stuff. So like I just was always involved with a lot of 80s, 90s stuff, even when I was little. And like I remember being like 5 or 6, I think, when the TV versions or like so like when it came out, or like I remember seeing the TV series of The Shining, Steven Weber and stuff. And I loved that shit when I was little. And like Lady in White and stuff like that. I super loved that. And it's like it's funny because like I talked to a lot of people that are like closer to my age that like never got that experience, and I do really appreciate that. I think like I don't know, being like more of like an older soul when I was little and stuff, just like being all into that stuff, that
Yeah.
it made me end up like being around like dating people, marrying people 13 years older than me. So I just was always like that because I just related with that stuff a lot more.
With
76.
when, yeah,
So wait,
I'm a
you're,
bicentennial
you're
baby.
born in 70. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
When
Eight,
I was like sitting here
89.
doing the math, like,
when I was a kid, like she mentioned Sammy Terry. So like I have like vivid memories of watching. I was like a Dukes of Hazzard fanatic, and that shit was on like every Friday at 8 o'clock, right? And then after Dukes of Hazzard, my mom would watch Dallas, Knots Landing, and stuff. And then when midnight hit, it was Sammy Terry.
yeah.
And I would be,
What's the matter,
yeah,
George?
I'd still be up. I'd still be up, and I'd be like playing with like Star Wars or something. And I'm like, okay, I watched Dukes of Hazzard, and like I don't care about this other stuff. And then the second that Sammy Terry came on, I would bury my face in the couch cushions. Like I can't hang with it.
Yeah.
But it's like a car crash, or you'd still
Yeah,
hang.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Oh, dude.
then, you know,
Yeah.
like
I'm the same, by the way.
and then like
More embarrassing.
like
No.
flash ahead to like when my brother Nick was little. Like, you know, my mom and dad, like example, my mom and dad rented Hellraiser 2 one time, and they were watching it, and then they were like, hey, we don't want him to come down here while this is on. And we were upstairs playing Nintendo and stuff, you know. And I was like, he was like, I'm gonna go get a drink. And that meant he was going downstairs to be like, what's this? And they were like, what are you doing, dude? And I was like, I'm sorry. He snuck away from me. But yeah, that's like,
and then that's so
basically
important to your brother now, like
yeah,
horror.
that's
horror
basically
is,
how
like,
both
his
of
life.
us got into like horror stuff. Is like, I was just like, oh, Sammy Terry, what the hell? And I didn't even try to watch the movies with that. Like, just
He's so
the
fun in
intro.
himself. Like Sammy
Yeah.
Terry is he's such an icon. I
the
love him.
intro with his intros to the movies that he was showing was like the shit that scared me. I was like, dude, I know
That's
Yeah.
funny.
if this is gonna freak me out this bad, I don't want to see anything next, you know.
Yeah.
My horror hosting was Elvira. Like I was really batshit about Elvira, and like actually 2017, I think we went to Knott's Berry Farm in LA and got to see like her last live show. And something that was really cool because she did like in the movie, you know, and she like I was really I don't know, I don't whatever, but like I was really obsessed with her tit thing where she's like,
Yeah.
and she did that, and I was like, dude, it's like I don't know why I loved it so much. When I was little, I just thought it was incredible that somebody can do that, and I loved the movie and stuff. So it was really, really cool to see that.
Growing up in Ohio, we didn't have Sammy Terry. We had Big Chuck and Little John.
Right.
And it was on like Sunday afternoons is when they did their shit. And it wasn't always horror, but you know, like first time I watched King Kong, like the original film, was Big Chuck and Little John.
I saw the first two horror movies that I ever watched, like all the way through, were King Kong and Creature from the Black Lagoon on, I don't know if it was Sammy Terry, but it was on Channel 4 in Indy, and it was 3D, and everybody had like the the cardboard.
Yeah.
Like my parents have still have photos of like me and a couple of my cousins wearing the little 3D glasses that you get from like Hardee's or McDonald's or something. You know, they're like pick them up, or no, like pick them up at the local pharmacy or something, you know. And but we're all like, oh, this is cool. And I still remember that stuff. I still remember like the scene where Kong's like slamming the planes on the top of the building and everything.
So we didn't have like cable growing up. So when I watched let me think. I watched my first like Nightmare on Elm Street was on like CBS in the middle of a Saturday. So it's like all fucking edited and shit. And then
You see like half of it.
I think I watched Amityville 2. I remember watching that when I
Yeah.
was in like
Yeah.
8th
Oh,
grade
man.
on
That's
public
funny.
television. It was totally whack. But I bring this up because of the influence that it has on your art, because has such a heavy way on us culturally, especially like us Xers and fucking whatever millennials.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah. I'm
That's
right.
lazy.
We're actually like technically so 76, 83, 89. We're
We're all
like,
separate.
yeah, like you like
Pat Paul.
I'm basically right in the middle of you two,
Yeah.
where you didn't have cell phones in school.
I got my first cell phone when I was 12.
Right. And
So
I
it was the Nokia.
barely
Yeah.
before I graduated high school, I had a cell phone.
Yeah.
I didn't have a cell phone until I went to Seattle, and that was like 03.
Mhm.
And it was like one of those little shitty Nokia.
Yeah, I had a phone before he did.
Playing what was it called? Snake?
I beat the shit out of that game.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
dude, that Nokia with the different face plates. That was the
Tetris, hold my
smartest-
beer.
Dude.
Mine, I had like the leather case with
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the plastic shit that went over.
Yeah, my dad had one of those.
Huh?
My dad had one of those.
Yeah.
I remember like my dad too. My dad's always done IT and stuff, and so he was always like, in the early 90s, like when the internet like came out, we always had internet. We always had AOL. When I was little, I have pictures of me when I was 2, like on a keyboard, playing with a keyboard and stuff, and like always had like the car phone and then the big ass cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was like
My mom had a
I'm
cell
really
phone that was like a military walkie-talkie.
yeah, I'm very grateful.
Like the beeper one.
Yeah.
It had the thing that like folded around your head.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
But it's
Roger.
it's
Yeah.
crazy too that like I think having all of that, like I remember being little and my mom going to sesamestreet.com and being like, okay, go play, it'll be ready in like 20 minutes for just the fucking website to load. Like that's crazy. But I got all that even as young as I was. And also as late as I am into all that too, it's like it was cool that I've always had that my whole life. And so it's neat. But,
Like we're literally like
we're all beep, boop, beep.
yeah, boop, boop, boop. Like right there. Like I landed somehow right in the fucking. I gotta
Yeah.
put my nose
It's fine.
on the pocket.
I'm about to pee my pants. So where's your pate? It's not right. Where's the bathroom?
All right, so back into the left. Back into the left. That's a bad movie reference, by the way. So yeah, the steps, you just go out that door, you'll see those steps. You go up those steps, and it's the first door on your right. Yeah, I just blew my nose. Had to do it. So
Dark outside right now?
oh fuck yeah, man. Yeah, we're actually about 2/3 way through the show, almost there. In typical
It's like
fashion, at least.
darker earlier
Yeah,
than
it
I thought.
flies. It really does
I
fly.
mean, like just like not too long ago, it was like 9 o'clock and it would still be daylight.
Oh yeah,
She opened the door and I was like, "What's going on?"
I prefer the less light. I
Yeah.
enjoy it. Like it's dark by like 6 o'clock. That's my shit.
Summer needs to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I fucking I don't know. I like heat and stuff. I like warm weather. It's cool. Like but I prefer the cold because I could I don't know.
I like that.
Growing up in the
medium,
Midwest,
like the middle ground.
Yeah.
Fall
Well,
doesn't last as long.
living in
That's
living in
like-
Indiana, it's like, is there middle ground though? I mean, yeah, we get like a week of middle ground, and it's blazing hot, and then 2 days later, it's snowing.
I felt like fall would last a billion times longer when I was younger.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The older I get, it's like in a couple years, fall is going to be like 3 days. So.
Yeah, I think the last podcast we were actually talking about the fact that like we don't get snow anymore. Not really. Last time we had like real nasty snow was like what 2012. Like some
Yeah, probably. I remember when I was a kid, it'd snow like it'd be like 4 feet of snow, and then all the kids be like neighborhood kids would be digging tunnels through the snow, and from the front door of the house you couldn't see shit, but it was like a network of like tunnel mazes under the snow.
Oh yeah, man. Growing up in northern Ohio, we would get like lake effect snow from Lake Erie, and dude, like, man, I remember. I think I was like 6 years old. The snow was like legit, like over my fucking shoulders. It was so fucking, so tall. But I mean, I was only like 2 feet tall, but whatever.
When I was in Seattle, the first winter that I was there, it snowed for the first time in like 7 years, and it was not even 2 inches of snow. And the only place I didn't walk to when I lived there was work, and it was like a 20-minute bus ride. I was like 40 minutes late to work because everybody on the freeway
It's like
was creeping.
you're
And I
right.
was like, dude, it rains all the fucking time here, and
Yeah.
then you guys can't hang with like 1.5 inches of snow. And I got there and I was like, yeah, I texted my boss and I was like, I'm gonna be late. And they were like, why? And I was like, because you can't hang with like 1.5 inches of snow. It's cool.
Yeah. So when in Seattle, like, you said you're there for like 2 years, right?
Yeah.
How was the snow up there?
Like that was the only time it snowed there. It was just like any other time it was overcast. There was like probably about 10 days of actual sun, like just sunny skies in the summer, and then it would get like 85 degrees, the warmest, and the coldest I saw it there was like 40.
Wow.
Like,
It's
what?
crazy because isn't Seattle like north of us on the
Yeah.
some weird shit how that all works, but whatever. It is.
I was like, I wore a winter coat. Like I can count the times on one hand that I wore a winter coat when I was out there.
Are you burning up?
No, I'm good. I
Okay,
just like
I
an
was gonna say, we can
opportunity to use this.
Pop that door open.
Now we're good. I have all these Frisbee fans. They're like the best. I just ran over here. Okay, but anyway, best thing to keep in your purse, like a church fan.
Yeah.
And this one, I had ordered it, and it was supposed to be the Chinese Zodiac, but it's all Gur from Invader Zim, which is kind of fun. So I just keep that with me.
So
all
interesting
the
thing
time.
that we were talking about before the
Yeah,
show.
what's happening? Oh, what?
We should discuss it. It's very interesting because I did not know this until today, but you are colorblind.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
wild.
Red, brown, green. They hate me.
Well, like, yeah, and that's why all his art's in black and
Yeah.
white pretty much is just for security.
And if I do,
But
like,
also visually, I think that's what he prefers anyway.
yeah,
He doesn't.
I
he
mean,
never did a lot of.
I
like,
prefer
painting
how my
anyway.
work looks in like black, white, and grayscale
Yeah.
and stuff. But like,
But a lot of his
anytime-
stuff that's like color is like primary colors. It's like this is all blue,
Yeah.
just in
Or-
case.
yeah. This is the basest green you can think of.
Yeah.
If like if I do color stuff, I usually ended up asking someone like her,
Yeah.
like, what do you think
Yeah.
about
There's
this?
a lot of stuff
This
like
looks like-
that Lava Born
Yeah.
album. Those are the colors I picked out
Yeah.
because just in case kind of thing. Security.
I was like, here's
But-
what I have in my head, but it doesn't.
Mhm.
It might not translate
Or
with what I see.
I if you think about it though, I think it's really a beautiful thing because I assure you that fact that you are
that's a
colorblind
fun fact.
has had a huge effect on you as an artist, in which
Yeah.
you probably like here we go. I wish this camera would focus a little more, but look at the fucking, can you?
Can you do like TikTok where you put your hand behind it?
Oh
and so
wait,
it'll
you know what we
focus?
can do? Hold on here. We'll go full frame real quick. Look at this. Like, look at the fucking detail in that. It it has to have such a huge effect on your
Thank
detail and your like
Got this.
how
Yeah, I'm not ever thinking hardly about like color
mhm.
when I do the work. It's all about the details and like, how to convey like textures or, whatever.
Yeah, like Missing Fingers. He
Yeah.
did their logo. And yeah, that But the one with all the little fingers and stuff, that I
Oh,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
one of
It's
my
like all the
favorites.
severed fingers making letters.
But the
Mhm.
colors on that album, I helped him pick out too. That
'Cause
rat one.
They wanted like a black and white version and a color version, and I was like,
We'll see. We'll see about that.
I was like, please hold.
Oh, look, it's Rippy.
Hey,
What's up, Mike?
and him-
Aw.
love you,
Aw.
Rippy.
I know, I love Rippy.
I'm gonna cry.
Are you doing okay, dude? I think about you all the time.
So earlier, Mike, if you weren't in, we were actually talking about your 7-inch here in the comic book, and
And he doesn't have it.
oh, I do. I know I do. I
I'm
know I
just
still
kidding.
have it. It's probably in their full length, but what's up, brother? Hope you're doing
Yeah.
well, buddy. Hell yeah.
When it's kind of HIPAA violation. When he was in the hospital, he
But,
was,
you know.
he was yeah, but no, I helped take care of him and stuff
Yeah.
too. So
Oh,
it means a
yeah.
lot to me about what's going on with him.
You said talk about my tin.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Oh man. I gotta get Mike and Gigi on here. We
That'd be
I've
fucking awesome,
I've
dude.
I have had him on the podcast a while back, and it was like it's still probably one of my favorite podcasts I've ever done. Because God,
For sure.
you
for
get those
sure.
two in a room, and it's just fucking
Mike's a real
fireworks.
delight.
Absolutely. And Gigi literally lives right down the street
Oh,
from
yeah.
here. So
Why does everyone live up here? What the fuck?
no.
What's
This
up
is-
with lapel?
I moved up here
First time
because
we've been here.
my parents moved up here, and I
This is
wanted
the
to
first
be
time
able to be.
we've.
Yeah, when we
either
were
of us have
driving, I was
been
like, I
here.
don't think I've ever been here.
I told him I was like,
Beautiful, beautiful
first time I'm
downtown,
on the show.
historical
I've been in
buildings.
lapel.
As long as you
Looks
don't
like
blink.
Shelbyville. It looks like every other little
it's
town.
fair. Yeah.
So yeah.
Fucking lapel. Yeah. I don't mean to be here for too much longer, to be honest. So I don't know.
Rock it out.
It's expensive up here.
Really?
Really? That's weird.
Oh,
I didn't expect
Property
that at all.
tax is ridiculous. I think
Man.
I pay almost right around $300 a month for property tax on this lot.
The fuck? See, like I'm really afraid to own. I think like if we ever own a house, it'll be like a condo. It'll be something where I'm not really in charge of a lot of stuff. Because we like my dream was just to have a townhome, which is like big dreams, right? So we're living in one now, and I'm totally happy with it. I'm having the best time. But it just scares me so much. I've just heard so many horror stories about people having houses and like their basements flood and shit
My
like
mom
that.
just like obliterated.
Yeah.
that.
Whoa,
So
whoa,
whenever we
whoa.
get these long ones,
Hi,
you have to let
Mom.
me. You have to let me do it. All right. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna take. Does anybody want a shot? I'm gonna take.
I'll
a
do.
shot.
I'll
Yeah,
do a little one.
Hell yeah.
Let's do that.
I'll do a baby one.
Hair the dog.
It bit me.
I've had such a fucking headache all day.
Well, it's gonna be shitty tomorrow.
I'll be
Drink
good
water.
to go. We good to go tomorrow.
You
Swear.
ain't seen nothing.
If anybody at work's watching,
Ugh,
I'm good,
hurts
baby.
So good.
It's gonna be a good day. Here we go. Ready? So this is your mother, Connie.
Yep.
Hi, Mom. All right.
Hi,
So
Mommy.
this is how I roll with the. Nate has always had a great imagination
That's how she sounds. It's crazy.
when it came to his artwork
thought my
from
mom
an
was here.
early
What's up?
age to present. Always had perfection and a lot of detail. He once showed me a drawing, he said, while showering. The spots on the shower floor was an idea for the drawing. Such imagination and detail and good at his craft. I love you, Nate.
I love you, Mom.
Heart
That's
emoji.
sweet. I like it. That's
Dude,
sweet.
my
Thanks,
parents'
Connie.
house. She's not lying. My parents' house. Lots of wood grain. It's a log. It's
Yeah,
log,
so that's a lot of
two-story log house.
psychedelic.
Lots of wood grain.
Hell yeah.
Pictures. Everything looks like face.
So
Everywhere I would look was like monsters and demons and shit. And I was like, oh, I would like just be like,
That's really
you
cool.
know,
I really like that story.
sketching it
Thanks.
down.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And his dad built the cabin that they grew
Yeah.
up in. Like they still live there, and like we got married there.
we're
like
talking
the-
about Martinsville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
And
They live kind of like out in the wooded area between Martinsville and Mooresville, like
Mm.
north of Martinsville.
Closest neighbors like 3 miles.
no, they're there. It's
Ugh.
just it's still
Ugh.
BFN, but
It's off 67.
Yeah.
Like out in the hilly area. over
I love
there.
it down there. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely house, and it's just cool. I thought that, like, because when we got married, I was like, I don't want it to be this big thing, and we're not church people, so I don't want a fucking church. So I was like, the only thing that I thought would
Yeah,
like
my
be
mom-
the perfect idea.
It's like the Bradford Woods area.
Yeah.
is what-
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, because like you would have like field trips and be like, yeah, my house is in the
Yeah,
woods,
fifth
and they wouldn't
grade.
believe you.
in 5th grade, like my elementary school, we had like a Bradford Woods trip, and we'd camp out there for like a week or two, and there was this dude that would like guide us through the woods and stuff. And then I was like, we went on this trip, and it's like behind my parents' house, the end of the backyard would go in like this big like valley, and there's a creek at the bottom, and then a huge ass hill on the other side, and that's where we were. And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, everybody having a good time," and I was like, "That's my mom and dad's house," and he was like, "Shut the fuck up, you don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "Dude, I will go home right now. I'll just walk through the creek, and I'll be home up yours." And he was like, "It is your house," and I was like, "Yeah, dude." I was
like, why would I joke about
I could
that?
see
Why
my
would I make
back
that up?
porch.
Hell
There's
yeah.
my
It
room.
was crazy. I was like that. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
actually like, see that window up there on the right? That's my bedroom.
But it's a
they're
really
like-
cool house,
They're like, "You're full of shit."
and it's neat. It's just so neat that his dad built it and everything, and so we had our wedding like in the living room by the hearth and everything, and it was just really sweet. I think we had the best wedding. Highly recommended the way that we did it. It was like, I think like maybe 20, 25 people. It's nice because, when you go to an event hall or a church, it's not your place, so you feel kind of weird and like don't know
Yeah.
what to do with yourself. But it was like his house, so we could just hang out.
Yeah, I was just chilling at my mom and dad's house the whole time.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
and
I was
my
like, yeah, nothing to worry about.
my uncle was the officiant, and my aunt did the photography, and my mom's side of the family is all Italian, so they made all of the lasagnas and stuff. And then one of my friends made our wedding cake, and just everything was really like just people we knew and stuff. It was just nice how small it was, and my dress was $25. Like it was just everything we did was just
Well, the beauty
you
in
know
that,
what you need. And
like everything
I
we're
was so happy
talking
with
about,
it.
is the fact that like, like having those big weddings and all that stuff. Like,
Sucks.
does it really matter?
It's so stressful.
It's
Well, like,
it's about the
yeah.
union. It's not about the fucking the party. Or
yeah. Well,
but
he was married before and had a big old wedding and stuff, and like he didn't even get to eat food because you
Like-
got to see everybody and do all this stuff. And
Yeah, like my first wedding was like, basically it was like my immediate family and literally everyone I
I've
knew
never known.
I knew at the time.
basically.
Like, friends from like, from high school on, and like tons of people from like the indie scene and stuff. And it's just like there was like probably 400 or 500 people there, and I was the last person in the whole place to be able to eat.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
"Dude, I'm making my rounds, I'm trying to get to the food and everything," and then like by the time I got there, it was like slim pickings.
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah, I
"All right,
was-
cool."
I did the same thing. I got married once back in 2005. So yeah, I did that whole thing too. So yeah,
Mhm.
it was pretty much like every second of the entire day is just your
Stress.
yeah,
And when we got
It
together,
wasn't. Yeah.
you're sweating and like,
yeah,
oh, I hope the videographer shows up on time. I hope I hope one of my like the
Yeah.
best man gets there, whatever shit, like
Like,
whatever,
my-
and people just
it's like it was messed up because like my first wedding is like the ceremony was like under 2 minutes long, but then the rest of the shit was just like, and it's like, and when we got together, I was like, and we started talking about getting married and stuff. I was thinking, it doesn't need to be like that again.
Yeah, I had no interest in that at all.
I can't do
no.
that shit. No.
Mm-mm.
True story. I met Dawn Stuck at my parents' wedding. They hired Dawn Stuck's AC/DC fucking tribute band to play
That fucking rules.
their
That rules.
reception.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. And my sisters are like hooking me up with like whiskey and shit.
Yeah.
I was like 15 years old. Love you, sis. But yeah, I don't know that like that's a good memory of like or like the whole atypical fucking wedding. But if I ever get married again, which I won't, unless the state of Indiana shuts. I'm fucking biased. I just won't do it.
It's all right. It's all right.
Until
Right.
everybody can get fucking married,
Me
I'm
too.
not getting married. Like that's kind of where I'm at. But I did the marriage thing. I
I
was
say
married
do
for 10
whatever you
years.
want. I don't
So
care.
for me
Rock it out,
personally,
dude.
it's just like, yeah, maybe I'll get married again. But until you don't have to go somewhere else to get fucking married, regardless of who you are, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm revolting. Sorry, ladies. I'm revolting. Not gonna fucking do it until everybody's allowed to do it. Period. So
Just silly.
federally, are we there yet? I don't think we are. Are we? Like
Gay marriage is legal. Is that what you're talking about?
like countrywide, like
Yeah.
federally, but in
Obama did
Indiana though, are we there yet?
Yeah, it was Obama.
I've got great news,
made it
ladies.
Like every gay woman that wants to straight marry you can marry you. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
That would
no.
Hold on, yeah,
Uh, no, I'm
Indiana, no one
Ob-
can get married
yeah.
up yours.
No, nobody can have
Everybody.
abortion. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a
That's the
fucking
fuck up. But no, I think no, you can be gay. It's all the whole country.
must went over my head. I thought Indiana still had like
Like somebody say some shit if we're wrong. but,
yeah, I
like,
thought Indiana was
I
like
remember
still on their bullshit.
because Obama was my president.
I mean,
I
just
love
because
him.
it's a federal
And I
law
knew they
doesn't
did
mean
that.
shit because it's state by state. You
Yeah.
know, that's
Yeah.
kind of like what makes us special.
Yeah.
And Indiana is very special.
Yeah. And
In the
they're retarded.
1950s.
Yeah, there's that R word again, appropriately used maybe this time.
The 1950 kind of special.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're like literally like
Yeah.
there's so many, whether it's the fucking ridiculousness of telling people what they can and can't do with their body, or whether
Yeah.
it's the fact that like we can't grow up, we can't smoke a
Yeah.
fucking plant that literally naturally grows in this world.
It's silly. Everything's
Here we
stupid.
are, Indiana. Oh, you kind of fucked up.
Rippy said, they say marriage is an institution. Who the hell wants to be an institution?
I think some of it should be.
I got married.
I've been
All I
I've been
wanted
both
was a
times.
Pepsi. Sorry. it's-
They wouldn't give it to me.
So long. How long have y'all been married?
Almost
February
6 years.
Yep.
Right?
2018.
Yeah. We were together since 2016. So then we got married in February 2018. February 24.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Or
February.
whatever that is.
I'm gonna write it down so I don't
Wild.
forget.
Been a while. Yeah, for us too. We both just went. I remember I was there, liked it. It was good.
Hell yeah.
No, I love it. We're doing good. Doing very,
It's awesome
very
that
good.
you two found each other though, because it's such a beautiful thing, and I'm not
Yeah.
disgracing marriage at all. I just in a way like one day I'll probably get married again. I mean, you know what I
You don't
mean?
even have to just be with somebody
Exactly.
you love.
Yeah,
I don't,
true.
like it's not even anything. I love him, and I had a very interesting last name before, and it was an added bonus to just have Vaught. What's funny is my favorite elementary school teacher I ever had. It was Mrs. Vaught, and when I first
That's
started talking to him,
cool.
I was like, "I'm gonna be good because she was a good lady." Like that was like one of those first.
No
things.
relation. by the
No
way.
relation at
Yeah.
all.
The
But, yeah.
the worst teacher I ever had was Mr. Shepler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
And that's when I was
no.
homeschooled.
Oh no.
So,
Oh, that'd do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah. Ooh, worst
Ooh,
teacher.
sorry.
It all
Sorry
makes-
about you.
It all makes sense. now.
Yeah, I homeschooled. I
Well, 'cause
homeschooled for
you
2
can't
years.
escape that, man.
It was great though.
Yeah.
Like that's
I'm sure there's a
that's
lot of
it kind of
freedom with
ruined
that.
me in a way because the taste of freedom,
Yeah, I wonder because like my brother
Taste of
is
freedom. I'm gonna
um
go to school for 2 years. It's great.
my brother was a band teacher for the middle school in Shelbyville, and then his wife also is an elementary school teacher. Now she just started homeschooling with their oldest son, who's 6 now, and I just and they're really good people. I think that like if somebody's gonna homeschool, they're like really good people to do that. But I also wonder like what goes into all that and stuff. You know, like how does it affect what you do? Because I did straight up regular ass public school, everything. I went to Roncalli for a semester, and That was the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Ron Colley?
I never been more bullied or anything my whole life.
I haven't heard a lot of
there.
great things about Ron Colley, and I
It
know
was a
I know
very
a few
horrible
people that went there.
experience. I cannot emphasize it enough.
Oh, man.
Especially if you aren't Catholic. Like I went because like my best friend was going and I didn't want to be away from her. And like it's a shoo-in to go to any fucking school you want if you go to Ron Colley. So like I went and I was like, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me. They used to make me eat lunch with the counselor, school counselor, which made me look extra lame. So like I didn't have a chance.
They're like, look at
basically.
her.
But when I went back to Shelbyville, I was in band and everyone remembered me and was like, hey, Grace. And so that made me feel really good
So you left Shelbyville,
Yep.
went around Cali.
for a semester. And then like I literally like tried to kill myself because it was so horrible there. And then I came back to Shelbyville High School. Yeah.
Teenagers scare the
was
shit
very-
out of me.
I was very much shut up. I was very much a teenager, very teenagery.
That
So yeah.
That was a My Chemical Romance.
I know.
That
dang
was
it.
an MCR drop all day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
that
a
was-
song in my head for like a
Yeah.
week now. Thanks.
Well, that was high school for me.
It was
MCR,
just
everybody was like that.
barely out of high school.
Yeah.
Barely. But I
Yeah.
my first girlfriend
Bronx
out of high
College.
school
Yeah.
was like
Man, fuck that place.
her
It's not very good.
ex-boyfriend played in punk bands that would play in Chicago all the time. And this is what went wrong for Shipwreck Shep. My first girlfriend out of high school, her ex-boyfriend was in a punk band and they would play in Chicago all the time and they would play with My Chemical Romance. They're from I think they're from
Cool.
Dayton, right? MCR,
Yeah.
whatever.
I thought they were from like Jersey or something.
But they would
Yeah, I
play
didn't
with
think they were
Fall Out Boy
yeah.
and
Fall Out Boy and MCR were both. I think they're both from Jersey. And
are they?
that's-
Oh yeah,
that's what
you're
fuck-
right.
That's what fucked me up because I was into bands like Converge and shit
Mhm.
from around that area, and all those bands would like play together, and I was like, huh,
Yeah.
this doesn't
It's a
make
weird
sense.
combo. Yeah.
I
Very
told
weird combo.
like paint me emo. I literally had a whole emo phase for sure. I was there.
I didn't. And I was in the thralls
You were in
of it.
high school during
Yeah,
this time, so
that
you
was
were
the
Shut
in
up.
time.
04.
She had a horror punk phase.
Yeah, that high school for me was horror. punk.
AFI? Horror punk.
I didn't like. I don't like AFI. I never did.
Let's
that.
Kid.
But I was like Blitz Kid and love the Misfits, even Graves era Misfits, and I'll fight anybody,
Saturday
fuck that.
night.
dude. I'm all about it. I don't got any qualms. But just a bunch of that, and I think if somebody had introduced more metal to me at that time, I probably would have been
What
more
happened?
into metal. But
Uh-oh.
what?
It's back.
Oh,
Is it okay? Well, it's not
Bye,
on my
bitch.
screen, but
but no, I think that
Might
like
have to refresh.
everyone I knew was so into like punk and stuff, and then like that was when like all the ages shows were really punk stuff. So I did all that.
Cancer Slug. That's who.
Oh, I
oh
fucking
yeah.
fucking love Cancer Slug.
Yeah.
And I super ape shit
that,
about
that was one of
so
the things we started talking about. Like,
You can
Yeah.
hand me that real quick.
Make that go.
The phone. Just the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, I was super apey about that. And Alex Story's a butthead, but good singer. That's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, and I think I don't know. I went to college and then I did the whole college thing, and then I was really into like honky tonk and like more I've always liked like Gothic Americana. I really love Slim Sus Auto Club and all those bands. And I played banjo, and I had a boyfriend, Tilford Sellers. Patrick Bowman was my boyfriend for a few years and stuff, and was really into that scene. And I still love
You're
that. And that's
angled.
why I think it was perfect that you gave me a Brother Where Art Thou, because that was like so.
What?
That's definitely a me thing.
what's
So
happening?
Yeah,
That's
just
cool.
turn it back towards you there. Sorry.
yeah,
There
weird.
you go.
There you go. But yeah, and then when I got out of college, I came back to Indy, and it's funny, Will Angle King was like the first person I met around here, and he had been hanging out with Gates a lot, and so then I ended up like I befriended Will because of Cancer Slug, and then I ended up being involved there, and then that's what
A beer.
oh beer yeah.
So
Anyway, so that's how I got into metal, and then like from there, I just I love everybody, everyone I ever met been good to me. I think one of the first people I met besides gays was like Kyle Shaw, and just everybody like that. Everybody's good to each other, and I feel like there's a lot less drama than a lot of like, dude, punk got really bullshitty for a while, and what?
Cancer Slug is in the Casa top 5 of shows. That's how I met Santanu.
Oh yeah,
From
Daikaiju is fantastic. What talented fuckers, dude. That shit's crazy.
I went to
Flamin' fancy surf guitar. What the fuck?
I went to a Cancer Slug show at the 5th Quarter, and the flyer for it was like raunchy as fuck, and I loved it. I was like, this is the most raunchy.
I went to that one.
And
I know what you're talking about.
At Horror Church, where we used to do the podcast, I intentionally like the downstairs bathroom, where basically if you had to take a piss or take a shit or whatever during the podcast, you'd go into the bathroom, shut the door, sit down on the toilet, and right there in front of your face is that Cancer Slug fucking flyer with like raunchy like sex shit going on. Yeah.
No, I love them. I think they're really good.
Just
And I
staring
think
at it the whole time.
Yeah.
I
Like blood and sex,
Yeah.
basically gore and sex going on.
I would
It's
venture
like a
to
dwarf
say,
cover or something.
yeah, I'd venture
My
to
mom
say,
was so proud.
I venture to say that the quality of Cancer Slug and lyrics and stuff like that, I think, is so good, like the Misfits, without 900% ripping off the Misfits. And I know that there's definitely that influence there and stuff. And then Doyle's on like Doyle's Man and
What's
shit
the-
now. Alex Story is, but like I fucking loved him. Soulless, that album. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Graves, what's his name?
Michael Graves.
Yeah. So back in the day, I played a show at Rock House with Mr. Clit. It was so Fiber back in the day. We were called Fiber. But with Mr. Clit.
I didn't even know you were in Fiber, dude, until just now.
Yeah, man.
It's blowing my mind.
Yeah. I play guitar in Fiber. We're tied like a tiger now, but we played a show at the Rock House on a Tuesday, and it was Mr. Clit, us, Draw Blood from Chicago, which is like a break off of Brothers Gross, the Gross Brothers band.
Yeah.
And Michael fucking Graves.
Yeah. How was that? Was he being an asshole?
So here's the thing, like
to the max.
When we got booked for it, this is a Will Slosher show, by the way. It was a Tuesday
I know.
at the fucking Rock House.
Yes.
And
he's not a lot of things.
But
he
Nick,
is a Republican.
So yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, a lot of people don't agree with his bullshit.
With his life.
Dude,
like,
American Psycho, dude.
Can we not like, I wish we could go back a long time ago when politics was pillow talk and it wasn't like,
But I will say, dude, nothing sweeter than that thing they did on the Daily Show with him golfing and being a total cunt. It was like the best thing I've seen in a long time. Like nothing could have made him look more like a ding dong than that fucking thing. And it's just like, whatever. He's a good singer and stuff. I'm not shitting on that. I fucking love Graves era the Misfits. I really do. That was a big part of my life.
The lead singer of Fiber.
Famous Monsters.
Dig
I
up
love.
her bones. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck anybody that's like, oh, fuck you. That song sucks. That is a delight. What a great song. But that dude is a douche. Deluge.
So okay, so Nick, the lead singer of Fiber, tied like a tiger. Tied like a fiber.
Let's fucking
Craig.
Oh, what's up?
Well, you're one to talk.
So
busy sucking.
I'm gonna come back to Craig. Smoke weed, buddy. Love you, man. I love you, buddy.
We love Craig.
Craig. See you Saturday, dude.
I literally made a post last night about Craig, and it was like, as I'm making this fucking meme or picture or whatever.
Oh, we saw that. He showed that.
And I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if people have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't care. This is an inside joke between me and one of my favorite people in the whole fucking world. Yeah. I fucking love that man. I have played in bands with him. I have spent so much time in the fucking PRN mansion. And I was like, I'm putting this up. I don't give a fuck. Like, I want to pay kudos to such a fucking bad motherfucker, man. And but I digress. Nick Jordan loves Graves fucking Misfits, right? Yeah. And when we got booked for this show, he about shit his fucking pants.
Did he
I mean,
break his heart to fucking
he
talk
was
to him?
like he was just losing his shit about because he loves that era
I
of the
get it.
Misfits.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever. Like I listened to those albums because he listened to them. So I would,
Yeah.
I've listened to him and I'm like, it's whatever. You know what I mean? Like Misfits for me is like, the Legacy album and fucking whatever. Either way, okay, cool. All right. So some dude that like came in after fucking Danzig, we're playing a show with him.
Yeah.
He's doing an acoustic set.
Oh, which
Yeah.
Oh, no.
At the Rock House.
Sorry.
And okay, I have honestly, dude, I have
calling
no
everybody
I don't even
homos
know
and
what
stuff?
this guy looks like. Okay. I have no idea. Honestly,
Just a
like
little
I've heard his
weenie,
music.
baldy, dumb
I've
dude.
been, whatever. Nick, listens to it, and I don't know what he look. I don't even know the guy.
Yeah.
I don't no idea who the fuck Michael Graves is.
Yeah.
And we go to the Rock House. We bring in our fucking equipment. Normal ass bullshit. I go to the bar. I say, Tommy, I want one of those fucking crazy drinks you make. He's like, all right, I got you, baby. And he makes me one of these crazy drinks, and I fucking take it out, and I go out to this little section where the Rock House has built a smoking area because we can't smoke in the bar anymore. And I go out there, and there's a few people out there that I know, and there's a few people I don't. And I'm standing there, and this guy I've never met in my entire life is standing next to me, and he fucking pulls out a fucking joint and he lights it up. And he looks over at me. He goes, hey, man, I'm Mike. I'm like, what's up, dude? I'm Shep. And he's like, you want to smoke some weed? I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, are you playing tonight? He's like, yeah, man. I'm Michael Graves. And I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, you're the one. You're
And
the
he was
dude.
like, cool as fuck.
Oh, really?
Sat there
I'm
and
so
smoked
surprised.
weed and shot the shit. He
That's
was
cool.
like
That's a
very
good-
normal
I love
fucking
to hear a nice
motherfucker.
story about somebody
Like
that's
he
a
was just very
douchebag, so-
nice and
Yeah.
cool and just not,
Yeah.
basically a fucking douchebag. Now,
Yeah.
obviously,
Before the shit hit the
he's got some
fan.
douchebaggery going on, but
Yeah.
either way, in that moment though,
Um,
he was just some
Dude, when
motherfucker sitting out in the
when-
fucking smoking area, fucking smoking weed with me.
when like American Psycho came out, I was like, oh no, I can't fucking hang with that. No, it's not gonna happen. Then I got a promo copy, like a store copy from Karma.
I did
Records
too.
in
That's
Martinsville,
funny. That's what I got.
and it like because I was in there like every fucking day, and then they
Mhm.
would just like throw me shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm your number one customer. Yeah, thanks. They just
Yeah.
gave me like stacks of shit, and that was in there one time, and it was like, I don't know what to think about this. I dig the cover art, and
It's fun.
Yeah.
let's give
I'm
it
having
a
a
try.
good time.
I was like,
No, I liked
Yeah.
it. I don't think it was appropriate for the movie. And I've like, dude, American Psycho, that book is one of the most phenomenal books I've ever read in my life. I've read it 3 times. Is one of the most graphic, disgusting books I've read. Not even because of the gore, just because it shows like the big part of it is just how disgusting rich people are. And the way, like, it's so interesting, like the way he describes people, it's not in how they look, it's what designers they're wearing and stuff, like what clothes they're wearing and stuff. And so interesting to see that. And I'm telling you, dude, that book's so fucking good. I can sit and read it in like one sitting. And
I'm like a quarter.
so much
through
better
it.
than the movie, blah, blah, blah. You can say, everybody
Yeah.
says that.
I'm
but
like a quarter through that, and it's like
nothing about
it-
American Psycho is punk to me at all. Everything's so heavy on being, Wall Street rich and stuff. So that I didn't understand them creating a whole album trying to get in on that and stuff. Except for, and then when Bruiser came out, perfect for that shit.
Nothing,
Like that was absolutely appropriate for that, which was just like a generic
nothing on the album
like,
connects
poor
to the
man
movie for me.
fucking
I don't understand.
American Psycho. But
I'm big on reading the books, but
Yeah.
that I've never read that. And I
Fantastic.
literally just wrote it down because
Absolutely
now I
read
need
it.
to read it.
So
It's
good,
thoroughly
so
good.
fucking good.
She's read it like multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm like a quarter through, and I told
It's
her I was like,
amazing.
this is already
One of the
like,
creepiest,
blowing my mind.
fucking gross, awesome.
I mean, the
things.
movie in itself is fucking insane, but
Dude,
I've never
it's
read the book.
12,000 times worse. The
Oh, yeah?
movies or the book's so good. It's funny because like
It's like the Forrest
There's-
Gump effect, basically.
Yeah,
Like the film says
I
a
don't know if my
lot, but
dad's
the
still
book
here,
says
but
it all.
like, I'll say this, like, after a while watching horror stuff and like gore things and stuff, it's like you need to get crazier and crazier. You need to like see more fucked up stuff. Like for me, like the things I need to hear, I need to be like clutching my pearls and going, oh, like I can't believe what I'm hearing. Like that's what I need to hear. And American Psycho's always been that caliber of fucked up, and it's so good. And I really highly recommend it.
So
and it's a super quick read
does
too.
it? So
it's
you're
just,
saying
like,
really that it doesn't really translate as like
I don't think they could put how repulsive and fucked up stuff that happens. There's so much more murder and like gore stuff in the book that they don't put in the movie. Like it barely
gotta get that rated
touches-
R, right?
Yeah,
Gotta get that rated
barely
R.
touches on like the disgusting Ted Bundy-esque stuff that he does. Like, not to ruin it. There's like one part where he talks so nonchalantly about things he does, and that's what's creepy too. And just he basically puts a like PVC pipe up a lady's vagina and then starves rats and sticks them up there and they chew through her body. Like stuff like that. Like crazy ass shit you couldn't even think of.
Some South Park stuff.
Sorry about you.
So like so crazy. So if you like the ultimate horror of horror, like so good and very well written. And I think that's the best book that Bret Easton Ellis wrote. And it's worth it. Everyone that says that they're a horror person has to fucking read that book.
I have to now.
Fucking good.
I wrote it down.
So good.
It's a must. I'm be about that.
You're gonna go.
I'll tell you right now, like
when you're reading through it, you're like, I can't.
I know. I'm like,
okay.
Like,
These words all together.
All right, we're getting to the point where we're gonna be doing what's in the box pretty soon.
Okay.
But I want to know, like, in your opinion, you read the book, and then you watched the movie. What is the worst? Like, you read the book, and then you watched the movie or film or even a TV show. Fine. Experience that you've ever had.
American Psycho, but also the movie Room. Room's a good movie. It's about this woman and her son, and basically she was kidnapped and trapped in this like shed, and then she has a kid with the guy that kidnapped her, and it's her raising her kid in the shed. And it's like really like almost like whimsical, and how she creates this life that's like positive for her son. They're basically kidnapped in a shed for his entire life, and they end up escaping. But the movie's really good, but there's so much more that they couldn't put in there and stuff. There's just too much details to fit into a film. And it's just like, I don't know. I can't really you can't really dog on movies being like, well, it's not like the book, because the book's, 300 fucking pages.
Yeah.
Like, how do you expect to make a movie and nobody's going to sit and watch a 4-hour fucking movie generally,
Yeah.
You go to Oppenheimer, which I did, and they
Dances with Wolves.
Yeah. Waterworld.
Waterworld.
That stuff.
Titanic.
No, but anyway, like it wasn't disappointing, I guess, but I was just like, there could have been. It's just like when you see something like that and you're like, you think of certain aspects of like certain scenes of the book that you're like, that would have been way better as a movie part. And there was a lot of that in that movie. I was kind of like, they could have just done this instead.
Yeah. What about you, Nate? Do you have a book to film that was like,
okay,
fuck?
I started reading Stephen King when I was in like 5th and 6th grade.
Mm-hmm. I figured somebody's going to say something about Stephen King.
Hell yeah.
Like,
if you tell mine, I'm not. Oh, you son of a.
Am I going to say Misery?
Oh, no. Okay, good.
Misery wasn't the first King book that I read, but when I saw the movie, I was so hyped up about certain parts of it that didn't happen in the movie.
Yeah.
Like in the book, in the movie, she blocks his ankles up and breaks his ankles with a hammer.
But actually,
in the book, she cuts his feet off with an axe.
Mm-hmm. And that's really more of a quandary, frankly.
And then blowtorches him.
Yeah.
And then also cuts his thumb off. I think he couldn't like do some typey bullshit.
Oh, Mike said Clockwork Orange. I agree.
Oh,
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she has her pig come in and lick his thumb wound. where his thumb was cut
Oh,
off.
That's so
And I
much
was
cooler.
I was like, that didn't even happen in the book. And I read the book. I got the book for Christmas and I read it in like 4 days. And I was so mad. And Rippy, Clockwork Orange,
I figured you have something to say
the-
about that too.
the movie, it made me so mad that they left out the most important chapter in the whole book in the movie, and it changes the whole outlook, the whole ending of the movie.
Mm.
It's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
trying to
that's
think
where
'cause
I'm
there's
at.
so many things that are like that because
Yeah.
I was more booky for a
When-
long time.
I think
so.
I was in high school and I read a book
Legend
by
of Hell
Stephen
House.
King
Oh,
called
really? I didn't know that was a book.
Legend of Hell House.
Mm. So
Yeah, the
I
movie,
love
whatever.
I love Stephen King, and when I was in high school, I read a book called oh shit, damn. See, this is why I'm not allowed to talk. What's the name of that fucking movie? It's Dreamcatcher.
Oh my god, that it.
I love
That
that
it's-
book, and that movie
That
came
movie
out,
sucks.
and I was like, why?
Dude, I was gonna
Oh,
dead it
it
so
literally
hard.
like destroyed.
Oh, Marky Mark
Even before I saw
or
anything
Donnie.
related to it, I read that shit when I was in 6th grade. 1,090 pages, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh, my brain was going wild the whole time. And then I saw the TV things, and Tim Curry, all that.
Mhm.
That's cool, but it's like, I was like, what I pictured
Mm-hmm.
all through that shit is not
Yeah.
what I'm getting here.
Yeah. My dad said, okay, I got shit to talk about 2001. It was, but
He's-
I knew he'd say
Yeah.
something about the stand because everyone gets bummed about the stand, and I get that. But I want to talk about 2001. Okay, so I'm definitely my one phobia in this world is outer space. I'm really afraid of outer space. I do not like. It's called astrophobia. I don't even like looking at stars. Like it upsets me. It's too big, too dark. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It doesn't make sense. Fucking math, all that. I don't like it. And when I was in college, I took a really cool English class that was called Monsters, and it was all like the most famous. Whoa, calm down. The most famous, like Frankenstein, Dracula, blah blah blah. But we did a like section that was about fear and like what is the basis of fear. It's like darkness and the unknown and stuff like that. And she showed a clip from 2001 where they're going through the black hole. I've never been so genuinely horrified and scared of something that was like not real. And like coming out of the scene, like there were tears streaming down my face. I didn't even know. And then I had to go meet with my professor afterwards for 2 hours and cry and talk about how horrible it was and stuff. And it's my dad's favorite movie. And my dad super loves space and stuff. And it's just so weird because like I'll see people get their dicks chopped off and stuff in like movies, and like nothing hits me like talking about outer space. Like it fucks me up so bad.
What's that film that just came out a couple years ago with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock, where
Like Interstellar or what the
not
Gravity one?
Gravity.
Fuck
I bet
I will not even consider.
you probably had
looking at it.
nightmares for a week.
No, I won't see that because it would
Oh,
ruin my
it would
life.
fuck
dude.
you up.
That is
Like literally, I watched that
reading.
movie. The first time I watched it, I was
No.
like,
just
I
the
can't even
concept. I was like,
imagine.
absolutely not. Actually, like my boyfriend at the time went with my parents to go see it, like with my family to go see it, and I didn't go because awful. And I know, and it's
He's
well
like, I
done
wanna
and
do it.
like it's well done and stuff, but I'm just scared of space so fucking much. I don't
Oh,
mess
that
with
movie
it.
will destroy you.
But yeah, just the concept of that, I'm like, that's exactly what I'm afraid of. That shit, like where you're stuck forever, dude.
It's like
Kill
lost
me.
in
Kill me
space, but
immediately.
you're
I'd be
lost
taking my-
without
I'd be
shit.
Taking my helmet off so fast, just like in any like zombie apocalypse and stuff, people trying to survive. I'd be dead so quick. I'd kill myself so fast.
Not me.
Why do you want to
I'm
live?
ready to go, baby.
No, I don't want to live in
Got my
in a
shotguns.
world.
Let's
Strapping
roll.
So
chainsaws to my
hard.
hands.
I'm dead as fuck. I am so dead. I am
I'll be
shooting
good to go.
myself. I am ODing on
If you're-
something. I'm fucking dying.
For everybody watching at
For
home,
sure.
if the zombie apocalypse happens, hit me up. We're good. I'm
Yeah.
ready to go. I'm trained
Aw,
up,
Mike.
ready to rock.
No, man. It's no. If I got stuck in, if I
think
was
Boy
in outer
Scouts are
space,
like
period,
that.
I'd be like, just somebody kill me because this shit sucks. This sucks so bad. But no, if I knew that like my life was gonna be so subpar, and I'm just living to be alive, like no, I don't need to live that bad. I'm not that worried about it.
My parents, they literally just whatever they could to keep us busy because they were so busy working. Like I am literally like all the fucking like survival fucking bullshit. Yeah.
And like I don't know,
can,
there's to say
do all the things.
that
so.
was what I liked doing when I was little. Like we lived out like for a lot of my life. We have a cottage.
No space room at the Cerberus.
Yeah. The Cerberus is its own horror. It's just a giant venereal disease. But like when I was little, we lived.
Speaking of nightmares,
we lived in Delphi, and so like I was always out in the woods and pretending to survive and stuff. And I loved like Little House on the Prairie and shit like that. Like I like the idea of surviving like that, but to like literally have to do stuff, especially in like a suburban situation, no way. Fuck everybody. Everybody is horrible, and like that's like such a good point of Last of Us and stuff. It's just people are horrible. That is actually what you have to worry about. I don't want people fucking my life up like that.
it's like I've been trying to get delivery jobs. Okay. And then people are like, well, you got to watch out for dogs and dogs biting you and shit. And I'm like, I'm not worried about dogs. I'm worried about people being trash.
Yeah.
Me.
My dad said the road. Okay, Cormac McCarthy is my favorite author because I don't really like a lot of fiction, but he's like the only fiction I love. And I really, that's actually that's a good one to say that the movie bummed me out because the book's so much more dismal and crazy and stuff that happens. I think the ending of the book's way better than what happened in the movie. And but the road's super fucking depressing. And one of the only like post-apocalypse kind of things that I really, really like a lot. I mean, I love Mad Max. Like fucking Fury Road is like my go-to movie anytime I just want to watch something and have a good time.
Does anybody real quick, y'all? I wish I could fix it for you.
For Mike.
He's talking about Rippy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Rippy said
it went over my head.
Needles being his
so sweet. I love you, Phil. Phil, by the way, he's going to be here a week from today, I believe. I think he's going to be here next Sunday or maybe the following Sunday.
Yeah.
So
cool.
So let's flip the switch.
Yes.
The switch.
Is that another AC/DC?
No,
reference?
That's actually a Drake reference, by the way. So
I think it is an AC/DC reference.
Flip the switch. Oh, that's right. Yeah, 1985, right? Yeah. Okay. I went with Canada. I went straight to Canada there. I went with Drake.
On the thing, it's like a pencil drawing of him, like on the lever.
The switch.
So, what movie do you just absolutely adore? That was like you read the book and then it came out and you were in love with it. Is it you got one? I have one.
What's yours?
Well,
I can't think of anything.
I fucking read The Red Dragon. I read The Red Dragon, and when that film came out, I was like, yes. I love that film. I will. I
so you read the book and then you saw the movie, and
I love the film. I love the film. Honestly, I think it's one of Edward Norton's most underrated films of all time. I felt like for a prequel to a film, it's just unbelievably good. I like Silence of the Lambs is a great film, but man, there's something about the way it was.
I haven't seen it.
Dude, the directing.
I'm gonna agree.
Acting is just fucking phenomenal.
Like for one of mine, unless another one comes to mind. The only problem, I loved Clockwork Orange, Kubrick's film, but aside from leaving out the most important chapter in the whole fucking book, and it changes the whole ending. But yeah, I love that shit.
Okay, hold on.
I saw A Clockwork Orange when I was, I think, a sophomore or junior in high school, and it was the first time that I tripped from not doing a drug but watching a fucking movie. It fucked with me so
I watched
hard.
Clockwork Orange and
I
Rocky
felt like
Horror
I
Picture
was
Show.
fucking high,
Yeah.
and I was not high. I was not drinking.
Dude,
I wasn't
2001, I
smoking
felt like I was
cigarettes.
having the worst trip of my life.
That movie just fucked with my head.
I watched Clockwork Orange and Rocky Horror Picture Show in the same.
Hell
And I
yeah!
was like, what's
Dude,
what's
I love
happening?
Rocky Horror.
What's happening right now? I don't know.
I got one. Gillian Flynn, she wrote Sharp Objects and Dark Places and Gone Girl. The movie version of Dark Places, I thought was really good. I thought they really good akin. Went really well with the books. It picked out all the main things that needed to be in there and stuff. I had a good time. All those books are good. Actually, Sharp Objects, a little TMI, was the first book. It's like a book about a girl in a mental institution and cutting. And that was like the first time I was like, oh, you can cut. And then like that was the thing. Like when I was like in middle school, high school, like that was my first introduction to like cutting. Because she really painted it as very dark and romantic. And I'm having a hard life. My life's hard, sort of thing. But Dark Places was really good. I really enjoyed that. And all of Gillian Flynn's books are really good, especially I think girls will like them a lot.
I didn't know
they're all fun
until just now that was the same person that made Gone Girl.
Yeah, Gone Girl was good too.
I, by the way, did not know that either.
Yeah,
that's why I had to write it down.
Yeah,
twice.
Yep. Actually. Yeah, Gone Girl, and that was a good one too. I think people have been really respectful of Gillian Flynn's movie or books. So yeah, those have all been good. I don't think they did Sharp Objects. I would have known. My 13-year-old self would have known.
A movie of it.
Yeah, but it's just basically like a Girl Interrupted.
Hellraiser.
Mm-hmm.
Clive Barker's.
Those are very different. Yeah.
Books to like, I love both of them.
Yeah.
But it's like when I read the books, I was like, there's like so much shit that I mean, the movies would have been like 4 hours long or something.
When's the first time you read that?
Like it was like a few years after I saw the first movie.
I didn't know they were making a new Wrinkle in Time. Wasn't the one 2003 have Oprah in it? I think it did.
Is that like?
I read that in middle school, Wrinkle in Time. My mom really loves that book. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But like Hellraiser, the movies like in themselves are like their own fucking awesome, great thing. But like it feels so separate from the books.
In the books, the Pinhead character, this is like a big drawback that people had from like the newest film.
Yeah, I was gonna say something with the girl Pinhead.
Yeah,
Pinhead was like a female character, and then but like in the books, like Pinhead was portrayed as androgynous, and a lot of people that hadn't read the books were like,
"Oh, dude, why not a dude?" I thought it was a cool way to bring that into. It's like bringing the other end of it and stuff, and I think it's cool. I think a girl Pinhead's hot as shit.
In the books, it's like an androgynous figure with like just some kind of dehumanized voice, and it's just like. But in the books, it's like, or in the movies, it's like a straight up dude. Cable.
That's a good one. I'm gonna read it. We got Cable. Summer of 81 into 82. Me and my brother watched Clockwork Orange in Rock and Roll High School about 30 times that summer. That should help explain some of the warpage.
I love
the warp
it.
Page, actually.
The Warp Age.
The War Page.
War Page. Yeah. That's my band's name.
Sick.
War Page.
Sick, dude. Man, I've been really upset. There was a really good name for a pet. Maybe Sid will remember if she's still here. I said something at that court thing that I thought that was such a good cat name. We just found a new stray cat outside at our place that's been jumping over a fence to hang out in our catio, and I want it to be our dude. But I made up a good cat name the other day and I can't remember what it was. It really bothered me. He's a little guy. Very standard, like what you picture cat being cat. You know, like the brown and gray striped ones, like cat. That's cat.
Mm-hmm.
So I want him to be I saw his little cotton balls. I know it's a boy.
After the Colts game, so I have a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
His name's Kane.
I didn't know that. That's cute.
And we watched what's that show called? Nickelodeon, the fucking they'd sit around the campfire,
Oh, Tales of the Dark, Tales in the Dark,
something like
something.
that. Yeah.
What is it?
But he's 5, right?
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna be like Tales from the Dark Side.
No, not that.
Totally different.
But I was like, you know what? Because he like I'll show him like low key like scary movies and stuff. Nothing too gory, obviously. He's 5, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I put that on and he loved it. And you know, I'm sitting here watching it like this is the most cheesiest shit ever.
No, yeah, but that is a good one.
But he fucking loved it. And I don't know, it's
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? And
Classic, so good.
absolutely. But it just takes me back to like when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to watch that show. And I'll never forget when I got caught watching that show and I got grounded from the TV for like whatever, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
so true story, Grace. So you know we're in Madison County right now, right? This is
Yeah.
We're in
Okay.
LaPel, Indiana.
Yeah,
So about
I didn't know.
I didn't
are
either.
you sure?
We didn't know. We just got here. We just
All,
got here.
all I
dude.
know
I
is
didn't even
that
know there was
465
Uh,
was trash all the way up.
Yeah.
So
here.
check this
That's all I
out.
know.
So
And people were
when I was-
driving like Fury Road
mhm,
that she mentioned earlier.
69.
Ridiculous.
It's like we're gonna die.
So
I mean, pork
you're
rinds,
you're
it's
scared
alright.
of space, right? So
Yeah, I
my
am.
first like when I was a kid, like my first true love of film was Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Like I just watched the shit out of it, right?
Mhm.
Well, my mom loved this movie called oh, God damn it, Steven Spielberg. My brain's not working.
What's it about?
Those counters.
Oh, it's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
And that movie is based
Where
out
he's
of
like
where?
making the
Where is that movie based out of?
the Devil's Tower out of
Muncie,
potatoes.
Oh, is it
Indiana,
Muncie?
which is
Yeah.
right here in Madison County.
Yeah,
You are literally in not UFO, but UAP.
great.
This is the UFO fucking county of film.
Yeah.
It's
Technically,
weird. I'm not even that upset about aliens. It didn't bum me out that much. Like I super loved The Fourth Kind or whatever it is.
oh,
that
dude,
movie.
that movie was.
I
dope.
love that. And the fake real videos of alien
Mhm.
stuff. I love that crap. I don't know what it is. I think like there's something so abstract about the alien part of space that it's just as much as like horror and like monsters and stuff that I can get behind that part. I just don't like black planets.
The
stars.
unexplained.
No, I
It-
don't like. I
it's-
don't get it. I don't like it.
The ironic
Freaks me out.
part
Too much-
Too
about
much of it. What the fuck?
what's
There's too much
interesting.
nothing, basically.
I don't like it. Too much. And when you're just like, you can't even
It's kind of like
fathom.
it's kind of
I
like
don't want
deep-
to talk about it.
It's kind of like deep sea.
It
There's a
upsets
whole
me
lot of jack shit.
How do you
going
feel
on.
about the
Mm-mm.
oceans on our planet?
I
That's
don't
what
like
I'm
that. Like deep sea is just Earth space.
Yeah,
I'm not into
like,
that.
There's shit that
I
nobody's
like
even
fish
seen
though.
before.
I like seeing weird fish.
I'm not.
But I don't
like,
want to hang down
not
there. That ain't
super
right.
intimidated by the ocean, and I'm not
I'm
scared
not
of the ocean.
Sitting in the ocean.
But I'll tell you right now, like, if there's a place to go where I want to get freaked the fuck out in real life, it's the fucking ocean.
Yeah, it's
Because
the
we don't know
abyss.
shit about
Abyss.
fuck.
There's stuff.
You
There's
know,
stuff
Yeah.
that,
totally
like,
fucking-
we haven't even like. They're still discovering.
Oh yeah,
Shit. And this is not
life
even
forms.
that big of a planet.
every day, like
Yeah.
You know?
80 to 100,
That's
somewhere in that
messed
range,
up.
every day.
That's absurd, and that's freaky. I think that's the freaky thing about that. But no, like I don't want to talk about space.
It's
Much.
similar-
It's stressing me out,
It's
like
a similar
genuinely.
concept, though,
But
because
similar concept where
like
it's like
there's
you don't
a
know
whole
what's
lot
going
of
on.
like
But there's not that
knowing
much.
what's up.
There's not
Yeah.
that much space here, dude. Like literal space on the planet to like not be finding stuff. Like that's absurd to me.
Yeah,
And
mother-
well, like, and I'm just like the way that I explain stuff too is like when people are like, "Why don't you like fantasy and stuff?" I'm like, there is so much shit that is real on Earth that is bonkers.
Anybody?
Yeah, I'll do a little one. Like so much bonkers stuff. Like even just like Guinness Book of World Records stuff. That he enjoyed that.
What?
And that I think it's just so worth it just to like it's freakier to me to know that this is real and it's absurd, you know.
So you did watch. Oh wait, you probably don't want to talk about it anymore. One last space
I'll
subject.
let you know.
In Interstellar.
No,
What-
I don't want to talk about that. Fuck that.
I saw that.
fucking that's like
I like Matthew though.
8 to 12 months.
Well, like,
I had to watch that
dude.
at least once a year.
No, absolutely not.
Minimum.
But
Fucking
It pissed
fantastic.
True
me off for like
Detective.
3 days.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
it's like
dude,
yeah.
I just
I
sat there being like,
every science class I ever took outside of the what's the one with the elements and shit?
chemistry.
I fucking fucked chemistry up like C
No, I don't
minus,
get it.
but every other
We were
science
talking about
class.
physics because I was talking about
I fucking-
Oppenheimer.
oh,
we were
science.
listening to the last podcast, side stories when we were coming up here. And
Hell yeah.
physics can go
Man.
to fucking hell.
when I watched Oppenheimer,
Yeah,
though,
shut
I
up,
was like,
fuck.
man, they're talking about math a lot. I'm not into that. Math space, the worst thing.
I was like, I thought this was going to be science, not
Mhm.
Science sucks. with
another
that
math
stuff.
class.
I'm talking
I was
about-
Oh,
Cool
dude, that
biology
whole
stuff.
movie is fucked. Like,
like,
like
Interstellar.
according to our,
Yeah.
our at least our current knowledge of space and physics and science, it's so fucked, but it is so good. I fucking
Well,
love that movie.
Okay,
Look at
we're talking.
Look at
Yeah.
Tell them to stay away from carbon fiber
Yeah.
submarines.
Yeah. Get
That's
liquid
great.
eyes. But no, like, well, Matthew McConaughey though. But like, okay, one of my favorite TV shows, my favorite bits of film ever is the first season of True Detective. Is so fucking good. Everything about it's wonderful. And actually, after I watched that, I got the Yellow King book, and I was like, man, I don't get it. I don't know, it's boring. But I was not into it, but I loved the idea that it came from this real book that was fucked up and made all the symbolism for a killer and stuff. I
Yeah.
loved that. That was really good. But man,
if
I
I was
freaking loved.
if
first
I
season of
was
True
like
Detective.
unemployed, I was fucked. I don't have a house. I don't have anything at all. I'm just
Yeah.
at the bottom of the fucking barrel. I'd still fucking have HBO.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you,
fabulous.
like, they
Yeah.
are the like ultimate like series, film, and their
Yeah.
stand-up, by the way.
Dude,
Yeah.
Oz.
Oz. Oh,
All of it.
Love
Like
Oz.
HBO just killed
But,
everything.
but I'm like-
Netflix
I'm like,
can
Oz-
We
eat
watched-
my fucking ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck fucking
dude.
Hulu, whatever,
Yeah.
Peacock TV,
Dude, I'll say something.
HBO, man.
I gotta say something though.
cream of the
Blackbird.
crop.
Blackbird on Apple TV
Mm.
was phenomenal, and it was good, like True
Okay.
Detective good. And that whole series is about Larry Hall, who is one of the creepiest human beings ever. And the dude that portrayed him was so good. That is a phenomenal show. And if you can rip off somebody's Apple TV and not pay for it, because why? Definitely watch that.
If you
so
have an
good.
Apple phone,
Write that shit down, man.
Blackbird's so
Blackbird.
good. It's really, dude, it's so good. I've seen it twice, the whole thing.
have you guys seen what's that fucking movie called? Not movie, but TV series. It's on Netflix. It's about the FBI. They started
Mindhunters. Yeah, that was good. And you know what? Okay,
It's
there's
my
a whole
fucking
thing.
Jam.
Yeah, because
I literally
yeah.
like, I don't watch TV shows like repetitive, but that
that's
show,
very good and
I will
very
go
close
through
to
all
what
2
really
seasons.
Yeah.
happened. Is that well? And then the
I've
thing
watched it
too.
both seasons like
Dude.
5 times.
Okay, what happened with Mindhunters though is that in between season 2 and 3, it stopped. Like they haven't had 3, and they're projecting that there's going to be a season in 2025. But what happened is
Don't say that, Grace.
I'm just
do
saying
not say
what
that.
I know. I'm
You-
saying what I
There better
read on
be
the
some
internet.
legitimacy because I love that fucking
I
show.
really love that show too. And
It's
so the
badass.
guy, what I think is very reputable and respectful about it is that in between the director, I can't remember what movie he did, but he was working on something else.
I already took my shot.
One more.
Um,
One more.
The director was working on his own film, and there was going to be such a long time in between the seasons that he let they let the actors cut their contracts so they could work everywhere or like on
Mhm.
their other things they wanted to do. He didn't hold them to their contracts so they couldn't do anything for several years. And that's cool. That's a very cool thing for a director to do. And so that's why there's been such a big like break in between those seasons. But I just read a thing like a couple months ago that they said they definitely want to continue with Mindhunters because there's so much and they want to keep following the BTK thing and stuff. So I think that will be a delight. But that was a really good show. That's a very fun show. Very caliber.
How could
same
you
caliber
not
True
keep
Detective.
going with that?
Yeah.
Man?
It's
Anytime
such a
somebody's
rip
like,
to do
suggest a
that,
show,
yeah.
give me a show to watch right now. I'm like, have you watched Mindhunters? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
Most people have not watched it.
And you're like, get the
Yeah, if you've got Netflix,
no.
get in there. Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah,
like because
I-
like my quote unquote favorite serial killer, the one I'm most interested in is fucking why am I brain thingy? Edmund Kemper. I
Okay.
love fascinating dude. And like one of them, one of the only serial killers where I like felt empathy towards and stuff. It's just cool how open he was about everything he did and stuff. And I just saw a thing recently that my dad likes Peaky Blinders right now. But my I just saw a thing.
Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Talk about man.
What's
You want to
crazy?
talk about conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
I can't remember what fucking book it was, but Edmund Kemper, while he was in prison, did this. They had this like program where prisoners could do things for blind people, and he did narration for like a bunch of books, like I think like 1984 or something like that. He read some book, and that's crazy that like they were just listening to Edmund Kemper. Yeah, like that's absurd. How crazy. Very
People are
interesting.
like, oh, I love this book, and I'm listening to some fucked up dude reading it to me. That's great.
Like one that fucked his mom's head. And then play darts with it, like some, but then like when you
so great.
when you see him and he just seems so respectful and smart and stuff, but he did the most like deranged, creepy things, dude. And he already killed his grandparents well before, like when he was 15, and then got out, and it's just I don't know.
Okay, so like
Yeah,
I cannot remember the last time that we I was doing a podcast and the literal it's telling me like you have new comments, like you need to pay attention. We are so far behind on comments, it's ridiculous.
Sorry, I'm a chatty Cathy.
Oh no, that's the whole
here.
I'm just it's more like we're having a
this is all you, dude.
A great show. A great show if the comments are like
I've been reading them. I'll let you all know. I both love and respect you.
Let's see where we left off. It's so far behind.
It's like the behind thing.
Yeah, middle school.
Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see.
What?
I'm making out with everyone.
All right, there we go. All right. So Rip said Kubrick always fucks the endings. Steve said best book movie in 2001 or Omen Wears the Stand. They tried 2 times, get it right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that, but we didn't pull it up.
Yeah, my daddy said that.
The Vampire Chronicle movies have major
I didn't see that.
Discrepancies. Penis cam. I saw that pop. Mike. I have the opposite. Astrophobia. I always wanted to get out there.
Oh, who said that?
Keller, the doctor.
You're a fool.
Great film, which Steve, I'm not sure which one we're talking about. Sadly for me, it's fucking Neela's, aka My Life Now. Oh my. Wait, I skipped one. Just needs a TARDIS. You never have to worry about the void. Did you guys see the TARDIS on your way in? By the way, there's a TARDIS.
No.
There is a TARDIS on the east side of 13 when you get off the exit.
How fun for you, people.
It's
that
like it's like
hey, a bunch of weird,
I'm almost home. I'm almost home. There's the TARDIS.
I felt like I was in my hometown for a second.
Yeah, it looks like fucking every town like that. Yeah,
maybe I did.
We did see the bulldog statue down there.
I did. I was like, look at the doggy. I said, can't pay that.
I was actually.
I've got some like really
Is there a
badass.
story with that dog?
Yeah, so the team mascot of the lapel football, baseball, soccer, whatever teams are bulldog. Lapel Bulldogs.
Was there one bulldog?
She was like, look at the dog, and I was like, I was looking for an actual dog, and
some ridiculous photos of that dog, that statue.
Yeah,
the mountains of Madison County. Tell him to stay away from carbon fiber. We saw that one.
Yeah,
maybe I'm not as far behind as I thought.
No, we're good. We're there, dude. And then Nate said,
"Oh, Peaky Blinders is fucking dope." Steve, that's your dad, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, I love that show. I've watched every season. I'm ready to rewatch it again.
I've seen a bunch of like, whatever YouTube's reels is shorts. I've seen a bunch of clips of it from there and stuff. So it looks really good, and I like that kind of like era of stuff. So yeah, it looks good.
All right, so let's do some. All right, let's
Yeah.
do some.
Oh yeah,
What's
Rippy said Zodiac's the best. He got away with it. Check this shit out.
Yeah. Oh wait, I don't know if you can see
the
it.
infatuation with serial killers in our
Oh,
modern?
no. Wait.
Oh, you guys have met.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Y'all have
Actually,
matching
yeah.
I
tattoos.
did them on us and fuck my shit up. Ugh. I did those like I think like a couple weeks into knowing Nate.
Yeah, she was like, "I'm surprised you let me do that."
Yeah,
and I was like, "I didn't even give a shit."
but I did them on us and Nina and Jared.
Right on. Hell yeah.
But
But I did Nina's and Nate's and mine on our ankles. I did Jared's on his arm because I didn't want him to
because
be
he's a
part of the
poser,
Yeah.
group.
he's posing hard.
I knew from the beginning I was not
So
into him, so
if we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about Jared Purcell's, so
it's one for sale. I'm just
okay,
not
that's
to
fair.
respect anything.
So,
I'm just saying.
I met Jared and Nina both through fucking Billy.
Yeah.
Nina was my roommate for
I had no idea. That's crazy.
about a year when I lived in Horror Church. Nina was on the first podcast
Aw.
that I have ever done, and the second one, and the third one,
it's my babe.
blah blah blah. Like keep going,
Yeah.
Nina was my roommate. So the thing about Jared Purcell's is
He's a shit horrible person.
Purcell, excuse me, I did it again.
It's fine.
He
it's bad.
literally is the person that showed me what a true elitist is.
Yeah, I know.
And
I hear that.
I literally like whenever he came over and hung out, or whenever he was hanging out, or whenever he come out shows,
Thank you.
the thing about him was like it was always like he was always so fucking negative,
And pretentious.
Yes.
That was the big thing is he knows things more than you.
And
He's a piece of shit,
everything
dude.
that's happened over the last 10 years of knowing him and knowing Nina, y'all, like, what if you're ever in a situation where you deal with violence, you need to fucking recognize and understand that sometimes in life you're gonna find people that don't have that line,
No.
where
And it sucks because like okay, so this week Jared got sentenced for everything and I wrote an impact statement. And the big thing from it is it's so people that do this to people, it's because they know how vulnerable they are and how hard they've had it and how they don't feel that anybody loves them and
Right.
everything, and that he's a manipulator and he was disgusting about that stuff and really push into the heads of it's most like a lot of women that they're the only
Women
person.
in general.
Yeah, that
Like,
and I don't mean to
this
like
dude.
toggle. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really, I know Nina, but I don't know what happened real deep down in it. But I just know so much that he pushed so hard to be like, I'm the only one that's ever going to love you. And so when you feel like that's all you're going to get, of course you're going to stay around and everything. And I just wish that she had so many people that were there for her and that really wanted to protect her from that. But when you can't change someone that when the person you love the most is the one saying all the things to you and stuff, it's like you believe it. And
Yeah.
I never faulted her for anything she did. I just wanted her to get out.
Yeah.
And it's just the worst thing that could have happened. But it was something I felt like I was just waiting for.
Yeah.
This is
Nina
wrong.
Crane to me was somebody that was there for me.
One of the most wonderful people I've ever met. in
She was
whole
my
life.
roommate for a long time, and there were times where I needed a ride. There were times where I needed something. She was always just big heart, great human, fucking would give their last dollar to help
Yeah.
somebody type of person. And I was very lucky to know Nina.
Yeah.
And I hope and I pray that Jared spends the rest of his fucking life in fucking jail.
I think he will. I don't think he's a
not,
good enough
he's
person.
not gonna make it, man.
Yeah. Well, okay. So he got 21 years in prison, and there's no way he's going to have good behavior for 2 decades. You know, he's too in love with himself not to
He's a
fight with somebody or
narcissist.
something. Yeah, absolutely.
There's
And
no way
I
he's
mean,
not gonna
The
piss
truth,
somebody
That's-
the
off.
truth definition of an elitist is a narcissist.
yeah.
So,
And I am just like, I find comfort knowing that the kind of person he is not going to be good for what he's going to be dealing with for the rest of, the near future, the long-standing future.
He's not gonna
And-
be able to hang for like 2 decades
Fuck him. And
without pissing somebody
he
off.
and
hard
dude,
enough.
like, I don't know, like with Nina, it's for me, it's funny because like I met Nina in high school and we were exactly the same. And then when you are trying to be unique, the only person like this, like I was the first girl with a mohawk at Shelbyville, and then she came and she had a fucking mohawk. I didn't like her. And because I was like, why, when I'm so unique, why is there someone that's exactly like me? And I've never talked to her or anything. So I hated her. And I'm sure she didn't hate me as much, but like just the concept of it made me mad. And like spring break, I shaved my head at the Stardust Casino in Las Vegas. And when I came back, she was as bald as me, not knowing what I did or anything. It was just like we were the same person. And then like, yeah, thanks. Just
Check it out. Check it out.
and it
We'll
has
go pull
look,
real quick.
it has wingtips like me. It's the same. We match. So John DeWeese did like all my tattoos. John DeWeese, and I went to high school with John too. He's that ceremony tattoo in Garfield Park. But anyway, with Nina, like after I got out of college a few years, and I ran into her at Vibe in Shelbyville, and we looked exactly the same still. We both had short hair and everything, same kind of glasses and everything. And I like was grown up enough at that point to be like, no, this is cool. And we ended up being really close, and just like I felt like we were the same people, and I adored her, and I was just I loved her so much. And just I regretted so much that I wasn't friends with her in high school, and I could have had all this time with her that got ripped
Yeah.
away. And I just, I always felt like, at least we have now and like the rest of our lives. And
Yeah.
it fucking was like that. And it
The-
was just a lot shorter than
The
I
last
expected.
the last time
So-
I got to hang out with Nina, she came out to punk rock night, and we sat there and shot the shit. And like we've always like appreciated each other,
Mhm.
and we like, so when she moved out, like all my towels disappeared. And I was like, Nina, did you take my towels? She's like, I swear to God, I didn't take your towels, Shep. And I'm like, are you sure?
Towels, what's that?
Like, yeah.
What are
But and she's like, remember that one night when we had the podcast and somebody came into the house and stole everybody's cell phones and the rest of the booze and all of our weed?
Oh, damn.
And I was like, yeah. She's like, fuck your towels. I was like, But that was like the last time I got to hang out with her, and she was just
Super good person, good mom, fantastic
fuck
mom.
yeah, absolutely.
Everything is a total travesty. It's so tragic and wrong. And he got exactly what he deserved. And this week sucked because I haven't seen him since before this happened. And seeing
Well,
him was
you'll never have to
very,
see him again.
yeah, I know.
Until he gets
but-
offed in fucking prison.
It sucked, and it was horrible to see him. And he had the most generic ass fucking statement, like, I can't take away what I did, and I won't ask for
It's like
forgiveness, but I'm real sorry. It's like,
Phoned
fuck
in,
you.
like copy paste.
Yeah, but what can he
I
say?
don't
that he
know what
wouldn't
else
hate,
to
you know?
do. Oh, I'm sorry.
And it's just,
It's like,
I hate him.
okay.
I've always hated him,
Well,
and I
me
told
too,
him that.
motherfucker.
But anyway, no.
I have like so many memories of like him coming out to shows or coming to parties that I would throw. And before all of this, it was always, I'm just a very loving and accepting and forgiving
Yeah,
and kind
I
person.
think
I
most
just
of us
in
are.
generally like try to always see the best in people.
Yeah.
And like most of my memories of Jared are like, God damn it, man. Why do you have to be such a fucking dick?
It's like
You
you
know?
could just shut up. You could.
I have
What?
no idea what's going on.
That's
Sorry.
me right now.
That's literally like
I'm
I have no
Cal-
idea.
I'm
Uh,
Callie.
I'm glad that saved.
But when I think
the fuck?
when I think of fucking Nina, like I just think of like when I had to go to this fucking ridiculous meeting up in Fishers when we were living in Beach Grove, and it was like open bar, and I was like, yeah, like I don't really want to like get fucked up and drive home because I know myself, like if open bar,
It's free.
fucking work party,
Yeah.
and Nina's like, I got you, babe. Like I'll fucking,
Yeah.
I'll
Really
take you.
wonderful person.
Call me, I'll pick you up. You know, just that
Yeah.
kind of motherfucker. You know what I mean? And it just it speaks to kind of truths in a way. It's like there's always going to be people in this world that bring light, and there's going to be people that bring darkness. And
You can tell. You
I'm
can
great-
tell a lot of
I
times.
want to say to the world on this fucking live stream,
Yeah.
fuck you, Jared.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
And you'll never see this.
So fuck
He's
him.
a horrible person, and he did what he did because he knew.
He's a bitch.
He knew, and that she's like really close to my face. She was one of the best people I've ever met in my life, and of course, I hate this happen, but it's so unfair to everyone on earth because she's such a wonderful person. And she's done so much, overcome so much in her life to have to deal with such bullshit with this. And to, be so empathetic and just trying to be there for him because of just being like, she understood him, but he still took so much advantage of her and that. And it's just awful. And I don't mean to end this whole thing on this, but I love Nina.
We're not ending on
Okay.
this, but
I love, yeah, I love Nina. And I always will, and she means the world to me.
This is
and
definitely a discussion that need to be had. Like there are 3 people in this room that know and love Nina Crane,
and I'm just I had such a weird from hating her to her being like the best person in my life. Besides me, it's just like I'm really grateful for her. We
actually got together the same week that
I became friends with Nina.
Hell yeah.
Basically rekindled with her.
Yeah,
stuff,
he literally sent me the Facebook message to ask me out 2 days after I started being friends with Nina.
She's like, it's not all happening at once.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's really special.
Connected energy.
But anyway, love Nina.
Oh yeah.
Rest in power.
All right, so
what's in that box?
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Don't know what's in it.
So a long time ago,
crazy shit, probably
4 or 5 months ago,
I'm gonna see. It's a
box.
ball.
This box was sealed. I got this at work. We had a shipment come in, and it was sealed with nothing in it. It literally had a tag on it that said 0. There was nothing in it. They just shipped an empty box. And
that's creepy.
Somebody, Katie Hurley, had an idea of why don't we put something in the box? Well, we opened the box. It was Whisper and Katie came on. It was the Thanksgiving Eve show. And we opened the box because it had never been opened. And we opened it, and sure enough, there was nothing in it.
You're like, who?
And that's where the idea of doing random ass fucking questions to end the fucking podcast came into play. So dig deep, by the way. So we're all gonna do one.
Okay.
We'll do one question. I like to get you
different
I wish we had done this earlier. I love answering questions.
Different questions.
Mm-hmm. So if you dig under the fucking, at the bottom of a box, there's gonna be that little
flappy.
Mm-hmm.
The flap.
That's where I like to go.
Yeah.
I like to go down there
under the flaps. Okay.
That's where the good questions are. At least I think they are. Oh, here. So, hold on. If you don't like the question, read it before you read it. If you like it, turn it towards the camera. But okay. All right. There's the box. You can take that. So, the question we'll start with Nate and move to Grace, and then end with me. What's the worst accident you've ever been in? Which is probably a reference to a car incident or a car accident.
I got mine.
Yeah.
Well, you're up first.
I got mine.
Let's hear it.
2009. I lived on Meridian. It's a car accident. I lived on Meridian, about 34th, 35th Meridian, and I had Ivy Tech classes in the Ameriplex thing on 67, I think. And So I'm going down, getting ready to. I think it's like the south split, and I see all these brake lights. It's like at 7 in the morning. See all these brake lights going, and then I start seeing headlights between the brake lights, like bouncing off. And a guy, long story short, a guy was going the wrong way on 70, trying to hit people head on.
To kill
And,
himself.
yeah. He was like, he ricocheted off of a semi to my left. I was in like the right lane, and then there was like those little concrete construction barriers. And then there was a woman in a minivan ahead of me, and I could see these headlights bouncing off, and like the semis and like other cars were braking and stuff. And he was just like pinball action from him. And then he ended up hitting the woman in front of me in a minivan head on. We're all going like 45, 50 miles an hour and stuff. And his car ended up next to mine, facing the same direction that the direction he should have been going,
Mhm.
you know. And I was like, cool. I get out of the car. Not cool, actually. Get out of the car.
That's sarcastic.
And then people like there was some dude. This is like the craziest. Like I've been in several like shitty accidents and stuff, but like this I get out of the car and there's a guy that's like asking him through his open window if he's cool, if he's good. He's like, "Are you all right?"
It was not.
His face.
We were just talking about this today. That's
Yeah.
weird.
His face was like mutilated. Like he wasn't even wearing a seatbelt or anything. And I was like, all right, cool. I get to go. And then like,
You got a concussion and
Yeah.
stuff from it too.
I like my glasses, my airbag went off, my glasses were split in half. I had like blood, my nose was bleeding all over the place. And he was like, the cops were like, well, okay, hang out in the back of this car till we get the stuff straightened out. And it was like I was in the back of the cop car for like 2 or 3 hours, and then the cop drove me home, and we talked about art all the way there. I was like,
But
okay,
yeah,
cool.
that guy ended up dying.
Yeah. He left. Like people were blowing up my phone while I was in the cop car, and I was like, they were like, we see your car is all over the news and shit. And I was like, yeah, because I had a bunch of like band stickers on the back of the car. They're like, oh, it's Nate's car and it's thrashed. That sucks.
Yeah.
But I was like, yep, I'm at home now and I don't have a car. And dude, I guess he left like a suicide note, and he went off of he got onto 70 going the wrong way on a ramp, like around Meridian Street somewhere, and was just like, he like sideswiped semis and shit, and then hit the lady in front of me. Like she lived somehow. She had
Bless
like
her.
she had like a neck injury or something. I got out of my car. I had a Coke sitting in my console, and I got out of my car, and this dude was like, "Are you okay?" Oh, and I was like,
I guess.
"Oh, that's Coke, dude. That's not blood."
I
I
didn't
was
know
like,
about
"Cool."
that.
Yeah, I was just like, "All right,
Yeah.
that's mine."
Mine.
Intense.
Yeah.
Mine. I was coming back from Broad Ripple. I was on like coming off of 46th Street or something, and I was turning, and this kid, he was like 15 on a driver's permit, and he was driving a car without insurance and was driving at least 55 and a 30 and T-boned me and my car spun like 3 times, and it fucked up my knee, and he broke my tooth and everything, and I didn't know what the fuck happened. I got out of my car and I could barely walk, and he bailed from the car, he and some dude that was with him, and I just didn't know what the hell was going on. And this vigilante lady drove up to me and she's like, "I saw him running, I'm gonna go get him." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." Whatever. And
It's
she
like
did.
the Punisher. Or
She,
something.
yeah, she drove over there and caught the dude and made the teenager come back. And he fucking did. And the cops came and he was like, "I don't have any insurance and stuff." And he totaled my car. And I ended up having to go to the hospital and getting like a knee brace and shit. But that same week, like the short of it, that same week, like 2 days later, I walked into a Dollar General, and like 12 seconds after I walked in, the whole front of the building collapsed. And I was like, I'm gonna die this week. That's what's happening.
She texted me and was like, the building's falling apart.
And I have pictures and shit. I was the exact same week. And it was just like, I almost died. This kid driving like 30 miles or 20, at least 25 miles over, hit me. And then 2 days later, I'm in a different fucking car, and I walk into a Dollar General, and
I was like, dude, just stay home. Just stay home.
And I had parked, I parked like one row back from like the front. So everyone's cars were totaled in front. And that's my thing. I just remember that was like the shitty week.
So when I was like 23, I had left my parents' house. They lived off Southport and Franklin, like Franklin Township area, Acton, whatever. And came to the stop sign at stop 10 and what was it? Stop 10 and what doesn't matter. Either fucking way. I got rear-ended by a drunk driver, and they hit me. They were going like 60 miles per hour, and I was at a stop sign when they hit me. So I was at a complete stop.
Yeah.
Just, bam.
Yeah.
Fucking destroyed my car. Ended up having to see a chiropractor for 2 years. It was fucked up.
Owie.
She got it was her fourth time
Like
DUI with involving incident or whatever. So yeah,
quit getting behind the wheel.
She went to jail like like 15 years.
Damn.
20 years, something like that.
That's crazy.
But yeah. Yep. That
That sucks.
Shit like that sucks so bad.
Pick a box question.
What?
No, what sucks? It's your turn next.
No, I was gonna say, like, with my shit, I just put the thing that like messed me up aside. The thing that messed me up aside from like, maybe I was like, oh, the dude like was trying to kill himself. I also put about $600 worth of tires on my car
that day,
like 5 seconds before, right?
2 days before that, bam, my car's total, and then I got $1,200 out of my entire car.
I swear, that's how this shit works, dude.
Yeah,
it's how
I was like, thanks.
I literally like changed my oil. What else did I got a new turn signal in my truck. I don't know. I dumped like $80 into my truck, and then the next day the transmission failed on 69, and now I don't have a car. Oh. That's how it works. Yeah. And you know what's funny? As I'm like changing my oil, I'm like, fuck, I know right now. I know it. I could feel it inside of me. Like, I'm doing all this work to the car.
Just this week.
Investing all this money into it. This motherfucker's going to break down. Within 48 hours, that fucker broke down on 69.
Yeah. Just this week, even. We went to the sentencing, and I did my statement, and I went home, and I couldn't sleep, and then I had a nightmare, and then I'd been up forever, and I ended up having to leave work early because I was so tired. And then Nate was doing laundry at the laundromat, and I went over there, and then when I was leaving, I got a flat tire. I was like, a fucking car.
And I was already like, I want to cut my own head off because this laundromat sucks.
Yeah, and then we just found out they ripped us off. Like,
they ripped me off
triple the amount of money we spent, like, because he used his card on it. So
they're like,
cute life, very cute.
I'm gonna double charge you.
But no, that I'm so lucky to have that, like, no insurance, like, for whoever hits you, because I would have been fucked. That kid was definitely hit and running me, but if that vigilante lady wasn't over there and like being a mom at him, he wouldn't have come back for sure. But yeah,
people suck.
Am I supposed to?
It's your turn.
Just take one. A good one.
What happens if it sucks?
Crumble it up and throw it, and pick another one.
What I do?
Crumble it up, like crumble it, and then
And get
throw
rid of it?
Throw it.
Just throw it. That's
If it's not worthy of the
kind of
Vaught,
weird. It's kind of weird.
there's definitely weird ones. These, by the way, we have people that come on the show and fill them out. By the way,
Oh yeah. Ooh, do we get to
oh,
do that?
yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I got a
We
whole
can do-
stack
we can-
and
We can do
pens.
this one. We can do this one.
Okay, let's go. Turn it towards the camera
What
and
it
then
is.
and then read it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Ooh, what's your favorite scary movie?
Who's first?
You are.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I am very obsessed with the original Black Christmas.
All
I
right.
fucking love
Alright.
it. And it's the first film that okay, conceptually fantastic because for me, I'm all about realism and stuff. And when you think about a killer, you don't know his whole backstory and who the fuck he is and why he's doing weird shit and stuff. And that's what that whole movie is about. Like you don't know the background at all. Why he's calling people Billy and shit. That's fantastic. And I loved that about the mystique of that. And also it's one of the, I think it was the first or one of the first movies where they do the perspective of the killer like just through the lens and it has the hands like the cameraman literally is climbing up the trellis and stuff with the camera. And I think that's a really good view and it's horrifying to see stuff like that. I love that movie.
Hey, what
so
do I
much.
do if I pulled that?
Just set it down there.
That's
mine.
That's this one. That's that question.
So, all right. When I'm big horror. I love horror film.
Horror.
And at the end of the day, I will always suggest what I think everybody can enjoy. And there is a film that came out in 2004. And in my opinion, it is the best horror film of all time because it gives us all a unique situation where we can enjoy a horror film. Because
I'm dying. What is it?
It's not filled with jump scares, but it has a great storyline and it serves to things in our lives that are just fucked up. You know? And
what is it?
Well, let me go grab it actually.
Okay.
I have it on VHS. It's
Oh,
a VHS. By the way,
Are you going to give it to me?
No.
I am now. I am now. It's yours film now.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no, not if it's your fave.
It's my Oh no. Where'd it go? I was like, holy shit.
I'm stoked. I want to know.
So, like I said, there are definitely for horror fans, there are better films. But if you meet a person and they've never watched a horror film and you're like, you have to come up with something that won't fuck them up, but will give them just the right taste. And that is the 2004 The Ring.
Oh yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Top to bottom.
I saw that in
I
theaters.
love it.
Fantastic fucking
Yeah.
film. And
That is a
Nate,
delight.
It is yours.
You don't have to
Dude.
give it to
Oh
me.
yeah,
No.
take it.
Dude, that's funny because
Bruh, take it.
Oh.
I really love Junji Ito, and he did the manga, and I have my lanyard is all
Oh yeah.
This
and
shit
look
drives
at
me nuts
Spiral.
right here.
Yeah,
This one.
it has the shit from Spiral and stuff. But like, yeah, and not to like promote Netflix, but they have that whole Junji Ito
Mhm.
horror thing now, and it was really cute. I really liked it a whole lot. They did a lot of that stuff, and they did the Tomie Kawakami thing. This bitch, they did her whole story.
What's that? Right now we're doing. I swear,
Anyway,
like
yeah, Ring was very classic,
it's
very
so, it's
yeah,
just so
perfect.
recommendable. But
And then you get
your
scared about
keys,
getting that
though,
call.
your keys, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, they fuck up. Sorry, everyone.
No,
It's
hold on.
been like closed.
Everybody's dying. We gotta hurry up.
What's going on?
All of our devices are dying.
Closed.
Oh,
I
that's
got
fine.
16%.
Oh, we're good over here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Sorry, but the keys though reminds me of those like videos that they make for
Yeah.
people. where it's
ASMR
like-
ones.
Yeah.
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 Ooh, it
Hell
sounds
yeah.
like crabs.
so
Or
Oh, no.
centipedes.
Nate,
Sorry.
I'm
Favorite
gonna
horror.
go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I agree.
The second
I
one.
knew he'd like that.
Wait,
because-
Yeah,
the one that came out in like
two.
2004.
No.
No.
No, man.
Like with, yeah, sincere
Jessica Biel
love.
eats your heart out. Oh, that was good.
They get
Got to
Just-
deliver this
just
bad
based
joke.
on, it's like
every pivotal about it. It's funny. It's scary.
yeah, dark humor, horror,
Campy.
campy,
Yeah,
fucked up shit.
Oh yeah.
very good. I
Uh,
figured you'd say
Wait,
that.
did you say Exorcist too? No.
Texas Chainsaw.
Okay.
Chainsaw.
Yeah.
All right. Because for a moment there, I was like, wait a minute. Did he say
No.
Texas Angel? Or
And
something?
it's always blown my mind that Toby Hooper did the first one. Total bleak,
Legit, serious, fucked
nightmarish
up.
shit.
Yeah.
And then he did the second one, and it's like Dennis Hopper and like, all this crazy goofy shit going on. And it's like,
The relief.
Yeah.
from it.
the dude's like, oh, I'm scratching my plate. And
Yeah. All that.
Jessica
really
Biel
good.
was in the remake, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I hate it. That's why I questioned myself. Like, wait a minute. Did he say Texas Chainsaw? Did I fuck that up somehow? Yeah. Like, I hate when I do
Have
that.
you seen that one?
Fuck
Have you
yeah.
seen the second one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I own it.
Gnarly.
I own it.
And,
Trash.
and they're all
It was
hanging out.
vague. It was boring.
They're all hanging out in the it's like a closed down amusement park or theme park and shit. It's cool.
What was your hardest job?
Oh man. I gotta answer.
I got one.
first.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was a dispatcher. I worked for a
that's
logistics
stressful.
company.
Oh, I thought you were like police.
53 footers, reefers, box trucks, 24-foot box trucks
Mm.
with lift, without lift, sprinter vans, cargo vans, minivans, cars, motorcycles, 4 types of service, 1 crazy fucking boss. Yeah, the hardest job I ever worked was a dispatcher. I worked as a dispatcher for a logistics company. I don't suggest it, but
Sounds
I'm
like
not trying.
second
So-
class district manager for a major pizza chain is pretty bad too. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle.
yeah, a
Nate?
shitty one.
Yeah.
My uncle Jason, R.I.P., more like a big brother to me. He was like a bricklayer, mason, and I was a hod carrier for him for like just a few months, and it seemed like I was doing that shit for like years. and it was like cold. It was like cold temperature stuff, and it was just like,
But then you're also carrying bricks.
yeah.
Like
And
bullshit.
I weighed like 140 pounds doing that stuff, carrying bricks everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do this for the rest of my life. Thanks. But he paid me in
Yeah.
cash.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah?
Under
No
the table.
taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to say especially Indiana, corn detasseling. That-
Corn detasseling.
It was the worst job I've ever had in my whole life. I did it a day. When you are young, like middle school age, that's like the one job that they offer you over the summer where you go down the lines in the corn and you take all the tassels off the tops of them. And I
You're
don't
on like a trailer.
Oh yeah, and
right?
it's like
Yeah.
a sweet deal when you're that. Yeah, I think you can be like fucking 13 and do it. And I was like, sweet, easy money. But then, okay, so I have an autoimmune condition, and I'm allergic to the sun. I am like allergic to UV rays. So
no wonder you don't like space.
yeah, I hate the sun. Fuck that sun. And so, firstly, the sun was destroying me, and I ended up fainting and falling off the like tractor thing. But before that, it is like blades of corn. I don't know if anyone's walked through a cornfield, but it is razors cutting your body. Awful. And it was like 92 degrees, and it's like middle of the day. You start out at 7 a.m. and it's cool. And then throughout the day, it's like absolute child labor bullshit, disgusting, wrong, morally wrong, everything. The worst. I fainted and fell off the back of the truck, and nobody found me or even looked for me for like 2 hours at least. And they ended up finding me in a row. And then they wouldn't let me go home and made me sit in a van that was at least 107 degrees. And I was like, I'm literally dying. Like, you guys are murdering me. And I never went back. I like commend my brother, I think did a whole summer doing that. And I can't imagine the absolute, like, this is what prisoners should be doing as labor, like stuff. It was the worst. And they were having little kids do it. It was so wrong. The worst job I've ever had for sure.
Almost.
And slash first. So it was the worst. Yeah.
I want to retract mine. Can I retract mine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Worst job I've ever had. Working with my uncle, hod carrying, cakewalk.
All right, cool. I don't
Compared-
want to interrupt you, man, but I was like, dude, if he starts talking about when he worked in the porn industry, I'm gonna be shitty.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to talk about that. I'm not gonna
I will talk
Why do
about
you
it.
got to bring it up, man?
Uh,
Okay.
Well landed jokes
The-
over
the
here.
worst- Okay. Cross out working with my uncle. Okay. My uncle was fucking awesome. And
It just sucks to carry heavy things.
yeah, I'm not trying to carry bricks all day.
Gotta carry that third
It-
fucking leg, man. Fucking
and
pain in the
and
ass.
like snow and shit. Okay. I worked for, I can't believe I fucking skipped over this shit. Okay. I worked for 4.5 years.
Oh yeah, why didn't you say
Yeah.
Pfizer?
I worked for 4.5 years for a company called Fiserv, like financial
Absolute
service.
gross, disgusting, worst thing you could do to a human.
I was a card embossing operator,
Like credit cards.
debit cards, credit cards, gift cards, welfare payment cards and stuff. The work wasn't hard. It was like 12-hour shifts. The work wasn't hard. It was the people that I worked with and like the management, supervisors, like leads, even
Yeah.
We're all in on it.
were corporate, even total trash. The worst shit I've ever experienced in my life.
I couldn't believe that he had been there as long as he was.
I was like,
it
I'm
was
just staying here for the money. I'm a
I was
dumbass.
surprised he didn't commit
You know?
suicide. Like they bullied him, high school level bullying, and stuff.
Not just me. It
Fucking
was like
unreal.
multiple people. They would like the management, my shift supervisors and leads would let like 3 or 4 people just do what the fuck ever they wanted to, which included constantly threatening and bullying coworkers on the clock.
Toxic.
They
Yeah.
beat the system and like make it look like they had more production and stuff. I don't mean to talk over your
Yeah.
thing, but like I know this so well.
But like it
Tell
was
me
just
about,
like
Zach fucking with your
Yeah, I know.
production and shit.
Yeah. This dude, my shift supervisor, I was there for like a year, had one supervisor. They switched me over to or they switched a bunch of people over. They added like 8-hour shifts. So they had to move people around. They moved me to another shift, and then they were just like, I didn't have any problems with the whole first year I was there. The second I start on this other shift with this other dude, he's like, he basically wanted all of his friends there.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to work with all his friends. Everybody else was shit. So I was like, all right, cool. I've been here for like a week. I'd already been there for a year. And then he decides to put me on a machine that's a training machine that
The bye-bye machine.
yeah, it also called the bye-bye machine by people that when they're put there, you're screwed. You're out of here because that's how he did stuff.
Yeah, basically it was
Like-
the machine that went slower than any
Yeah.
other machine,
It-
and they were rated
It
on
was
their
for-
production.
It was for training.
Yeah.
And
Here,
I
let me
was
get
like-
swing a benchmark. This is upsetting me.
I was like,
this
dude,
whole
I was
time
like,
this
dude,
happened.
I was like,
We started
I
it
was
when we
like-
first together.
I was like, dude, I have been here for like a year. Why am I on this bullshit? Like, I'd run like
Ugh.
20, 30,000 cards, in a day, in a shift, in a 12-hour shift. And then you knock me down to running 300 cards. The kicker was that they did they did like monthly scorecards on your productivity and stuff. And then I would have to meet with this dude, and he would be like, "Oh, well, your numbers kind of suck." And I was like, "Oh, well, they didn't before I started this shift. I don't know what the problem is. I was doing really well before I started with you." And he's like, "Well, gotta kick it up a little bit." And that was the same thing. It was the same story for like a few more months. And then it got to the point, there were like these coworkers that were like threatening people. I had a coworker tell me that I needed to watch my back on the street because I got along with another coworker that he didn't like.
Oh, of course. Yeah. He said, she said.
Yeah.
Cool
Yeah.
stuff.
And I was like,
Classy adult
that's great.
things.
See you tomorrow. And then I took my supervisor to HR. I was like, I don't want to have my productivity meeting without HR here. Of course, the HR girl at the time was
BFF.
buddies with him.
Bought out, sold out. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I already know what you guys are going to tell me. So
yeah, I'm surprised you hadn't brought this up initially because it was the most disgusting. Like,
I was like,
gross.
I'm going to go to lunch. That's the reason that job is single-handedly the reason that I ever started antidepressants or blood pressure medication.
Oh, man.
And I
absolutely
do
not work at Pfizer. It's the worst place on earth.
I even reported him to corporate.
Dude, it was ranked. Pfizer's ranked as the worst place, like second worst place on earth, like the U.S. to work because of all that.
When I worked there, it was like, they had these like flat screens everywhere that were like fucking awesome.
Look at our culture. Look at our culture.
We love each other.
It was like,
but a toxic workplace environment is a
like,
toxic workplace environment. It doesn't matter what their culture is.
It was like a yearly.
It's called poor leadership.
Yeah, it was like a yearly breakdown of all the awards they got. Right. It's like,
look what we did.
2012, 2013. Oh, they skipped one, right? It's also the one. It was like 2013, actually, they skipped because that's the year that they were voted one of the top 15 worst companies to work for in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, they leave that one out.
We're still talking about Pfizer, right?
Yeah.
Pfizer.
No, Pfizer. It's like
F-I-Z-R-V.
Woo. I thought we were talking about Pfizer.
Not like vaccination.
No,
okay.
Pfizer.
I was gonna say like, hey, like Pfizer. Thanks.
I mean, I'm sure they got fucked up shit too, but
my 401k like in 2018 was in Pfizer, so
it was
a good deal.
I'm sure that was great. It's not this company. It's
not the same company. Got it.
Like each shift had about 10 or 20 operators on average. When I left there, I left my shift with 3 operators. And they were mad at me about it.
Yeah.
The management was. I was like, dude.
Because he was the only person that ever stood up about anything too. So they hated his guts.
And the 3 people that were left was a woman that was there for like 20 years. And then 2 people that had been
Didn't
there
somebody
for like
die while you were working there too?
Yeah, a couple people had heart attacks
because of working there.
Yeah. Sounds
I was like, why did I do this to myself?
But bless his heart staying that long.
Anyway,
trying to keep shit going.
Loyalty.
Look who's here.
Loyalty to me in our life.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he did that. Bless him. Bless his heart. Yeah. If I want to write down questions, I got some fun ones for people.
Y'all, it's been so much fun.
I know we've gone almost 4 hours, dude.
Have we really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Time is
what
relative.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's relative.
What is it?
Yeah.
But a good time.
Such a good show. So much fun hanging out with y'all, getting to know y'all better.
Yeah.
So like we've been friends on Facebook for a fucking hot minute, you know.
Yeah.
And then we did that the punk rock market, right?
Yeah.
And
that was black.
Checked out your booth and I was like, let's go.
Yeah. Thank you for this opportunity.
Come on the show.
So much fucking hanging out.
That.
Hell yeah.
I told Grace,
it's not a podcast, it's a party, y'all.
Yeah.
I told Grace we've been talking about like me coming on the show since like last year sometime or
Yeah.
something.
Hell yeah, man. So check
Been a while.
out
Brainvault.
Illustrations. Yeah.
And every
Facebook,
band
Instagram.
in Indiana that's a metal.
yeah.
No, I'm just teasing.
Thank you all so
But-
much for making the fucking
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hitting the
Whoa.
benchmark.
hitting the benchmark. Thank you all so
Mark
much
in
for
the
making the fucking drive up here and
Yeah.
fucking hanging out.
This has been great.
And
I'm really happy.
Dealing with my hung over ass, man. Last night was
That's
great. I had a
okay.
great night. And that's why it's called Hair of the Dog. Because Shep is probably gonna be hungover and drinking just to like get rid of the hangovers.
Yeah.
For like the
But-
next 3 days.
Yeah. I'll be good. I'm gonna, like we'll cap this off and I'll go inside. Probably make some fucking what do they call those little pizza things? What are they
Pizza bagels.
Bagel bites.
Bagel bites.
called? Hold on, no, hold on. Tostitos pizza rolls.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
those are things. Yes, those
Yeah.
are good.
That's the meme. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, you're gonna see a meme. I'm gonna post it, and it's
Let's
gonna say,
roll.
there are certain things in life that I cannot live without. One of them is Tostino's pizza rolls.
Do you do the combination? Do you do pepperoni?
I love
What
them
do you do?
all. I just
You
the
gotta do the
fucking
pepperoni sausage.
hey, let's all take a moment to be like, hey, fucking air
Tostino.
fryers
Oh, for sure, dude.
changes life.
Everything.
Changes everything.
Reheat fast food.
Texture.
Reheat Wendy's
Oh
fries.
yeah.
Dude,
Grace, you
Pop-Tart-
couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
Like,
Pop-Tarts and
like-
air fryers.
Yeah, we
you get those
Pop-Tart.
you get those fries from the fast food and then like 6 hours later they're soggy and you put them in the air fryer and it's
all
like
new. It's a new. Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Crispy, warm.
Oh
delicious.
man, you can definitely tell I've been drinking benchmarks tonight. It's been so much fun. This has
Yes.
been such a great fucking show.
Absolutely.
Air fucking
Yeah.
fuck yeah, man. Nate, Grace, it's been a fucking pleasure. Y'all go to Instagram, go to Facebook, check out fucking Brainvault Illustration. We'll see you Wednesday because you know what? Every Wednesday, it's another reason to have a mid-week crisis. Guys, we are the unheard. We are the overlooked. We are Chop Liver. Woo! You think you're weird? I think you're dumb. You fucking had that show makes me so fun. You think you're weird? I think you're dumb. You fucking had that show makes me so fun. Are you really still watching? Like, don't you have to work tomorrow, dude? Like, you should like go to bed, bruh. Like, you should like go to bed. You think you're weird? I think you're dumb.